awaits. A seer warns of a deadly fate. Give up your children, separate. Bide your time, lie in wait. Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground. They made a vow their mother will be found. The children grow, learn what's right. Leaders of the freedom fight. They seek their mother, she knows they do. Is it time? If she only knew. Will the prophecy come true? Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground.
I long for my children, but I have to wait. To act too soon could seal their fate.
They made a vow their mother will be found. Sonic Underground.
Hello everybody, how are we doing tonight? Now, I have one more song for you. It's something incredibly special, okay? And it's all to do with this amazing situation that has come out of this, okay? Absolutely amazing, okay? Everyone, I need you to get extremely hyped, okay? We need some high energy in the studios, okay? We need some absolutely insane energy tonight, okay? Are we ready? I don't know if you're ready or not. I don't know if you're ready. Okay. Everyone's probably clicked off the stream now because of that. Oh my god. Ugh, there goes my voice. But anyway, I think without further ado, I think it's pretty obvious what we're doing tonight. Oh, why does my Fuji look weird? Boop. I could see Fauci doing this with Cloudy next time he covers this. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed also, I decided, you know, I wanted to add a bit more fancy things to the starting soon screen, you know. Made it a little bit more fancy, okay? Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. Now, what we were doing last time is we were catching up with the IA and Parlo drama, okay? We went for about 4 hours, I think? I think it was about that. And we didn't get to go through all of it, but we are going to continue, okay? I'm not sure how far we're going to get. I haven't eaten yet, so that's going to be interesting. I might have to take a break partway through to do that, because I'm an idiot. But so far, what we've got, you know, lined up, the plan is we're going to watch IA's response video, then we're going to watch Malcolm's interview with IA, and then we're probably going to go through some Vexium Swift stuff if we do get into the Beckett stuff tonight. And after that, there is some Himpleton coverage and you need to look at. So, I think that's going to be interesting. What happened to Aerospace? He was being very gay. He had to go do stuff and talk to his family. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah. Let's see. Make sure everything's set up correctly. Hold on. Okay. Awesome. So, I think we're going to start this. I think it's really interesting going through this now after, like, we've kind of been, you know, we know the end of this drama in a way. But yeah. Thank you, Kicken, for the 20 Swedish krona. I was wrong. Yen isn't right. Yen is pure evil. Maybe. Well, if you're solo when I get back, I want friends. Okay. 8. Oh, hi, Beetlepins. Haven't seen you in ages. You keep, like, disappearing into the aether. It's evil. Very fucking evil. Okay, well, let me close that tab as well, actually. Save me some stuff. Okay. Right then. So, I think without further ado, we're going to get right into this video.
This is a very different video than usual. So yeah, obviously this has been a fun past few days for me. If you aren't aware, then I currently have been facing a situation that absolutely exploded. Since everything, at least of mine, has been full blasted on the internet, then I kind of guess shame has gone out of the window, and right now my only concern is to address every single thing I found recently in order to just, like, get the situation done and over with. This is the one and only time I'll be talking about this. After this video, I will be moving on and uploading like normal. Jerry is going to get another video or two, but after that, I will be coming back as the host. Recently, the creator Parlo, who I used to be really good friends with, and as I'm sure a lot of people know now, a little bit more, has come out with a document on me, and I made a document on him. It's also been probably aware by now that both of us have taken our documents down, which I'll get into later, but I've come here to both debunk everything in the situation that is blatant lies and actually take accountability for where I have made genuine errors. While I could just sit here and say that I'm completely innocent of every single thing,
I've been assaulted by insurance companies and doctors for the trans surgery. Just beat them up. Wop, wop, wop. You know? Oh my god.
I'm just a perfect angel.
Okay.
Obviously, that's not true, and I'll own up when needed because while the mistakes I actually did make aren't like career destroying, it is still definitely something I'm going to have to own up to and just fully admit I did wrong. In regards to the serious allegations, then short answer is no, I haven't really done anything like what people are trying to say I have, but in terms of a lot of the other things, there are mistakes.
He lies about the order when the documents came out. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, like, I'm gonna spoil it, right? It was recently come out last night. This guy is actually just a pathological liar. He admits to that. So, this video is really interesting. And I've seen a little bit of the Malcolm, interview that he had. I think he basically lied, from my understanding, he lied to Malcolm. But again, we're gonna get to that when we get to it. So, it'll be interesting. To submit cat pics for the goal, do I need to join the server? Yeah, it's probably the easiest way of doing it. Then you can just DM me, and send it in. But yeah, no links or anything like that. Just the raw, PNG image. So, because I think one of the mods got a bit annoyed by that last time by someone. But yeah, I'm too lazy to follow the details on this story too closely. But this video is basically him reiterating everything he said in his document after Parlo took it down. Interesting. Okay. We'll see.
I have genuinely made throughout the situation that I'm going to address here. I will be returning to content as normal, but I feel like this video is necessary to move forward. A lot of people have been asking me for this video for a while, and I've been saying the whole time, just be a little patient. I don't want to rush anything like this because this determines what I do going forward. So there's a lot for us to cover, but I figured we would just start with all the serious allegations and go from there. There's going to be timestamps, so if there's a specific section you want to look at, then you can just go and find which section you want to watch. In regards to the Anthrocon furry convention thing, I'll be talking about that in full at the end of this video, but in regards to every other serious accusation, I'm going to cover those one at a time. So let's start off with the big one. One of the first claims of the document that Parlo made is that he felt like he was coerced into having sex with me, that he felt like he had to say yes to me out of fear of what would happen if I said no, that he never felt like he was in a position to say no. We're going to go into specific instances that were brought up, but the main thing to highlight is how Parlo behaved during the situation. Parlo said in his original doc, as well as on live streams, that he actually has a problem saying no, and that oftentimes, even if he wasn't wanting to do something, he'll still do it just to please the other person. He goes on to say that he tried to use his body language in order to let me down instead of just telling me no. This is why if you look at the DMs, he's constantly going along with everything and saying he's totally fine with everything. It's also like during the recountings of what happened, the same thing is being said. I've constantly said that Parlo said yes in almost every single one of our encounters, and when he actually told me no to stuff, I backed off and didn't pressure him. In regards to using your body language and shit in order to tell me he wasn't down,
Parlo said yes. Interesting. Depending on how far we get in with the stream, that'll be very important to know.
This is in general just not a good way to handle things. A lot of people have been saying this to a large degree. As in doing so, you're just kind of banking on the fact that the other person picks up on things like these. But if you're in a situation like this where you're not comfortable, you're not wanting to do something, and you're trying to be subtle, if your subtlety doesn't work, it is your responsibility to just tell the other person how you feel. You cannot blame the other person for not picking up on your subtlety. I'm sorry, that's just not how that works. In my case specifically, as a lot of people have said, I kind of struggle to pick up on body language. Some people have actually asked if I'm autistic, and I do not have any confirmed diagnosis yet, but I will say I have actually scheduled an appointment for that, and I will share the results when I get them.
Okay.
Once again, this isn't exactly something I want to share online, but I'm unfortunately forced into that situation. But yeah, not everyone is able to pick up on subtle body language, and I myself struggle to do so, as has been confirmed by a lot of the people who were personally there. This is why my main point in my original document was that Parlo was telling me yes constantly, because I didn't pick up on the cues he was trying to send. Another thing I would like to highlight before we even move forward is that Parlo is changing his positions constantly in the situation. In his document, he said nothing criminal happened. In private, he was telling people he was sexually assaulted. Now, publicly on Twitter, he's saying it was all alleged. I usually understand why people covering allegations use the term allegedly when it comes to criminal actions. It's because they don't know what happened, so for legal reasons, they have to say that, or else they could get in legal trouble. Why on earth would you put allegedly in front of allegations that you are making? Like, could you imagine going to a police station and reporting a crime and saying, yeah, allegedly my neighbor broke into my house and robbed me, when you're like literally the only person to see anything? It makes zero fucking sense. With all that out of the way,
I will say that is like a really bad wording and stuff like that on Parlo's end. Not even bad wording, it's just a really idiotic thing to do in general. Again, I think this is also a flaw of Parlo that we've seen, that we saw last night, where Parlo will just sort of like sometimes concede on things where he doesn't need to, or he'll what's the word I'm looking for? He'll he's very used to like backing down, if that makes sense, when it comes to like people in his groups or his social circles. But yeah.
let's unfortunately get into the actual scenarios. If you cringe the first time going through this entire situation, it's not going to get much better. If anything, we're on a downhill slope. So the first night, we decided to do oral in the bedroom. Parlo has claimed that I pressured him by pulling out and taking a condom out of the wrapper. I pulled the condom out in the wrapper. Yes, that is what I did. But I didn't open it. I asked if he wanted to do stuff, to which he said sure, and then I pulled the condom out of the wrapper. And almost immediately after I did this, he changed his mind, and we didn't end up doing anything. So the wrapper was put on a shelf where it remained for the entire time. Parlo has, for some reason, included a photo censored of the condom in the fucking Google Doc. Oh, we're going to be seeing a lot of that, by the way. So, like I said, this is your cringe warning. I asked that if he didn't want to do that, if he was down to use a dildo that I had brought along, which, yes, we're going to talk about, which,
Yeah?
God damn it, I don't even know how to talk about this. Yes, it is the Cinderella, which we're going to talk about later. That's a little bit more of the goofy side of this whole thing. No, he said yes. Something Parlo even says in this document that he did just to satisfy me, meaning even though he didn't want to, he told me he was down to do it. Even though he could have said no, and I would have had zero problem with, which we'll see examples of later, but what do I fucking know? He also included a part about how I asked if we could film. For some reason, he's trying to say that this is just a me thing, like this is just a weird thing I do. No, that's Parlo's thing. He's into that.
Leave me gaping and shaking at the end of the camera. At the end on camera. Make me gape on camera. Wonder what the tripod will be used for. Fuck me. Okay.
To that. It's not just something I randomly brought up. God, I fucking hate this. As for the fingering, yes, that is in my script. I received consent to do that. This is the biggest case of he said, she said, but I'm going to stand on this till the end of time that, yeah, I received consent to do this. I have said that since the very beginning.
Interesting.
I'm going to say that till the very end because that is what happened. The second day is one that shoots a hole in Parlo's entire, I was scared of what would happen if I said no. Because in the DMs, he tells me that no, he's not willing to do anything tonight. To which I say, okay. And then the most I do is offer to walk him to the train station because as I've been
Yeah,
told,
again, this is so fucking pointless. Again, like, this is my issue with the whole situation. Is, okay, sure, you can gather something from the DM conversations, right? If maybe someone's caught in a lie with specific in relation to the stuff happening on, you know, in the online stuff, if that makes sense. But when it comes to the stuff in the moment of what's happening in the room, we wouldn't really, you know what happened unless either of them admitted, like, or both agreed to a specific, you know, instance, or there was a witness, if that makes sense. But again, that all gets thrown out the window later into this, so we'll see. I'd be like, I am the tripod, leans forward. Okay. Thank you, Nicandros.
Basically in like the Chicago of London, like it looked like you walked outside and just get stabbed. I kissed him before he left and that was about it. I didn't pursue him sexually after. He said he didn't want to do anything and I said, all right, we don't have to. So his whole argument of I was scared of what he'd do if I said no. I mean, in what instance in this or any situation prior did he say no and like crashed out on him? I mean, in his recounting of the first day, he says I gave him the illusion of choice. What am I, fucking Mysterio? Am I just creating illusions for you? No, I said, we don't have to do anything tonight. I would prefer if we did, but at the end of the day, it's entirely up to you. That is your chance. You are given the golden opportunity to say no. That is your chance. If you do not want to do anything, that is where you tell me I don't want to do anything. And you did the second day. You said I don't want to do anything and we didn't.
Are we watching self-admitted pathological liar internet adjacent? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's good stuff.
Do anything. So this whole like I didn't have the chance to say no. You absolutely did. I gave you multiple instances. It's just a completely unfounded claim that he pulled out of his ass, and this is like the prime example of that. I constantly told him I wouldn't want to make him do something he wouldn't be cool with. Constantly. He also tries to say that I kissed him as like some sort of apology or some shit like that. No, I kissed you because I was into you. This shit didn't have a double meaning. It's not like your fucking English assignment where it's like read through the lines. And now with that, we're on to the third day. This seems to be the most contested of all the days in terms of what actually happened. Unfortunately, like a lot of the rest of the situation, there's really zero evidence for either side, so all I can do is share my recounting of the events. We were supposed to go out to a club later that night, but me and Parlo talked about having sex before then. I asked when he would want to do that, before or after we went out to the club, and he said before. I'm someone who likes to have a schedule set up and likes to have a clear pattern of where things are happening, so I was trying to figure out when we were going to do that. After asking Parlo, he told me he wanted to play Minecraft and work on his pyro dock for a bit, but that he still wanted to have sex that night before the club. I walked in and out of the bedroom because my phone was in the bedroom charging, and it was the only outlet that worked. Yet I still wanted to hang out with my friends in the other room, so I was going in and out of the bedroom. I would say when I was going in and out of there, but it was just to let them know. Parlo was saying the only reason I possibly did this was to peer pressure him, which is just wrong. Was I hoping at one point he came in there with me? I mean, yeah, like a little bit. But to say I was like a fucking peacock trying to allure him in there is just like false. That wasn't my pure intention at all. That was the only working outlet for my phone, so I literally had to go in and out of the room. Eventually we went in there and had sex. After that, we were trying to figure out who would take a shower first. Unfortunately, because he spent so long dicking around on Minecraft and working on the pyro dock while we're supposed to be on vacation, we only had less than an hour before, so I suggested we take a shower together. Something he agreed to. Although now he's trying to say that I forced my way into the room with him, which is just flat out false. Parlo and Avalon both left later. When they came back, Parlo said he felt like I peer pressured him, and as I later found out on Dicker's livestream, Parlo recorded me and Avalon privately without our consent.
Like, start of the thing. Oh, for goodness sake, my fucking flashlight's not working. I just felt kind of pressured to do stuff for you because I didn't want to make you feel upset if I didn't do anything.
You can tell me no when it comes to this stuff. You don't have to.
I know, but I felt afraid that if saying no would just piss you off because I spent about 1,000 on that ticket. But I mean, I was just saying things that was.
I even told you we don't have to do stuff until December if you want.
I mean, I tried not to necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I told you we can wait if you wanted. Which, you know, listen, you're allowed to record calls in like Discord or some shit if it's like an online thing, but it's kind of dicey when you do it in real life. Like when it comes to legality, I'm not so sure about how that works, but I don't know. I'm not gonna moral fag about it. But the reason why this matters is because it proves that from the very start that my story has remained consistent this entire time, whether it be publicly where I know it's being recorded or privately where I don't know it's being recorded. My story.
Well, no, it hasn't been consistent, hasn't it? Because you've been deleting DMs when people have been asking you things, so Come on, buddy, you can't pretend even, like, with the context we know now to this day, like, even before that, you can't pretend that you've been entirely honest throughout this entire situation with your accounting of events. Come on.
Story has been consistent from day fucking one, from second one. Also, Parlo has said he never intended for the situation to go public. Then why did you record me that night? You've been very against going to the police with.
Again, like, fuck me. The whole recording thing, yeah, very dodgy. Shouldn't have done it, in reality. But also, if Parlo feels like he is being sexually assaulted, and, you know, if that's how he feels, I can understand why he might record that. Maybe one for his own safety. Not saying that IA is going to do anything, but that I'm just trying to put myself in the, you know, in the headspace of someone like that, right? That might be a reason of why they would have recorded it. Again, not a good thing to do, right? But still, you got to think of why that would be.
The situation. So what are the reasons would you have for recording this? You seem to try to say me talking to commentary YouTubers is the catalyst for this, but I don't think that's really true at this point. I think you were going to do something. Parlo has now stated the allegations.
Buddy, that's such a wild thing. Like, again, fuck off. What was I even trying to say? Like, you went public with it, buddy. You were talking and shopping it around to commentary YouTubers. No one would have known about this if you didn't go around talking to people. Like, from my understanding, like, if I'm trying to remember the beginning of this situation, is recalling really that bad? I think on a general premise, I think it's more so... It feels very, what's the word? It feels a little scummy. Just, like, but obviously once you include the context of what's actually going on with, like, what Parlo's feeling, he feels like he's been sexually assaulted by this guy, right? You know, he could probably feel a bit, like, afraid, you know, in that moment. Is it justified fear? It could be, it could not be, but also, you know, that might be a reason why. And that's what I would say on that. But no, again, what was I saying? Wolfgang, you know, IA, he was shipping us around to different commentary YouTubers talking about it. I think from my memory, he was talking to, Mrau, he was talking to, Himpleton. I believe he may have even been talking to Dickers at one point, maybe. I know it got to Aiden, because Aiden teased it on a, like, you know, alluded to it, like, before anything became public. You didn't go into the details on the stream, but he definitely knew. You know, definitely people knew because of IA. Now, did Parlo have an effect in that? Sure. You know, I remember he definitely talked to people like A-Space, he talked to people like Samuel, you know, his close friend group and stuff like that. He didn't talk to Mrau. Really? Okay. My mic has a bunch of static on it. What? Oh no. What's going on with my stuff? Hold on. Let me try making sure everything's plugged in properly. Fuck me. Did the filters get deleted? Hold on. Let me have a look. Noise suppression. Okay. Outlet noise. Fuck me. I'm awful with this. I barely set this up. Output noise. Yeah, I don't know why the desktop's been a bit funny recently. Okay. Hopefully, no, Yen sounds fine to me. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on then. Fair enough. I think I had a hard time believing Parlo because in the video it sounded like he was throwing out there that he felt like he was SA'd. IA sounded genuinely taken aback. Yeah. Oh, he talked to Samuel, Ace, and Himpleton. I think you're conflating Parlo and IA there, unless I accidentally said Parlo by mistake, Cal. But yeah. We know now IA is likely a creep, but still. Yeah, no, it was very confusing. This is why I was very on the fence with a lot of this stuff in this situation. In terms of, like, what actually happened in terms of the sexual assault stuff. Because again, you won't really know unless there was some sort of, like, you know, I don't know. Like me, I think it's the first time I've had to deal with a situation where like there's sexual assault in the like being thrown into question. No, I only talked to those three. Okay, so it must have been spread to certain people. Okay. Parlo only spoke to his friends, including Ace and Sam. Gotcha. Okay. I don't know how that got around then. To be fair, people probably just talked. But yeah, either way, right? The point still stands. You were talking to commentary YouTubers. It's going to get around. There's no getting around that, right? It's not gonna stay secret for very long. I didn't want to victim blame at all, but it was all too weird. Yeah, I get that.
Are alleged. And I will say his response document has leaked. I'm pretty sure Guango posted it and other people sent it to me. He brings up this whole thing, but just says that I'm getting an autism diagnosis, which is like the only mention of that entire thing that he has. Listen, no, I did not sexually assault Parlo. I feel like most people have realized that at the very least this was just an awkward hookup that one person regretted afterwards. There are parts of this accusation.
It got around because it got to you? Yeah, I believe that, Cal. I mean, you did cause the Guapgo crash out, and that was fucking hilarious.
In the whole entire trip that I skipped that we'll be talking about later, but no, I did not sexually assault Parlo. I feel like most people have come to that conclusion. But obviously, this isn't the only accusation. As is usual with Parlo, he filled his document with a lot of bullshit. I mean, compare our documents. Mine was just about the sexual assault allegations and the GoFundMe stuff, which...
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, buddy. You filled it with a bunch of other stuff as well. Don't lie. You were talking about how he was checking his kiwi farms and how he was, what was it? Looking up his... Yeah, I mean, that's basically all you need, looking at his kiwi farms, basically giving ammunition to people who were A-logging him. But yeah, fucking hell.
About that in a bit too. Parlo made like 50 different accusations. I mean, almost all of them are bullshit. There's a lot of people coming out of the woodwork too.
Almost all of them.
But those are also just bullshit as well, so let's just keep going. Another
Yeah?
very serious accusation and very false accusation is grooming. So some people, for whatever reason, are trying to push the accusation right now that I'm a groomer. Not only am I confused on where this accusation is coming from, but even the person I allegedly groomed, Avalon, is not on board with this allegation. And Parlo wasn't originally until his channel got terminated. That's right, I've been told behind the scenes that Parlo was planning on not even including this when this whole thing went public, but also that people have told him to drop this behind the scenes, and he considered.
Okay. Also, thank you, Pandaman in the Shadows, for the five British pounds. The whole preemptive strike thing from IA is already evidence of guilt. You wouldn't do that if there weren't skeletons in your closet. I mean, we know that now with the context we have, but over time, it was definitely a weird fucking move, right? To like preamble the accusations. Probably just trying to get ahead of it with commentary people, because Parlo was the larger creator. I could definitely see that. But again, I don't know why I'm giving good faith to a pathological liar. I don't know why I'm doing that at this point. But yeah. God.
Considered it, but after his channel got terminated, he just went ahead and decided to call me a pedophile or something, so yeah, now we have to respond to that. It's not just that, but there's like...
Oh wait, hold on. I was meant to read that. Sorry.
And Parlo wasn't originally until his channel got terminated. That's right, I've been told behind the scenes on right now that I'm a groomer.
Sorry.
Not only am I confused on where this accusation is coming from, but even the person I allegedly groomed, Avalon, is not on board with this allegation. And Parlo wasn't originally until his channel got terminated. That's right, I've been told behind the scenes that Parlo was planning on not even including this when this whole thing went public, but also that people have told him to drop this.
At Avalon, the grooming accusation. So some people, for whatever reason, are trying to push the accusation right now that I'm a groomer, but only ... Well, this is one part of it. How does this look? Avalon, good. Wolfgang. Alright, I got other shit, but if you're able to talk, we can call later. Just keep me in the loop on things, right? You're still trying to get a part in Parlo's response about this too, right? Avalon, I asked, did he respond? It was in VC, he's considering it. But again, here's the issue I have with Avalon. They seem to be very willing to give their voice to these two people, but then in reality that's not actually what happened, or that's not how they felt. It's a very very tricky thing to navigate, which is why I've only really trusted most of their word when it comes to stuff when they've been talking about it without IA or Parlo in their ear. Now, whether or not IA or Parlo are intentionally quote-unquote manipulating him, I don't know. I don't really think so. I just think that, like, I just think they took advantage. Again, I feel like I'm just rewording the same thing that I just said. But took advantage of his willingness to be a voice so they can just say whatever. It's really obnoxious. It's really annoying. Yeah.
behind the scenes, and he considered it, but after his channel got terminated, he just went ahead and decided to call me a pedophile or something, so yeah, now we have to respond to that. It's not just that, but there's like zero evidence for anything related to grooming in this scenario. There's zero evidence for anything related to this claim in general. As far as I've seen, this whole thing just seems to be a rumor started from Parlo. The entire grooming claim is just downright false. I've been friends with Avalon for a very long time, and at no point had I ever been sexual or romantic towards him, nor was he that way towards me. We were never like that. It wasn't until after he turned 18 that Avalon started coming on to me and offering the idea of a three-way between me, him, and Parlo. This is proven in the DMs from before the situation even happened. And while I was hesitant at first due to the nature of our friendship, I also thought it was just very morally...
Now that's... Let me see. I believe I have those screenshots. Hold up. Hold up. Ring ding 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 ding. Where the hell is my DMs? Hold on. I should have had this prepared. Awful streamer. Awful streamer. I know, I know. Where the hell is it? Oh my god, it's so far back. When did he send me this? God damn it. Ugh. God damn it. Where did he put this? I swear he sent this in my DMs. I'm an idiot. Where is it? There it is. Wait, is it this it? Is this it? Did you see it? Fucker. Where is it? There it is, there it is. Found it, found it. Okay, let me pull all of these up. Open link, open link, open link, open link, open link, open link. Okay. Me when I lie, yeah. So we have Wolfgang here saying, on the 21st of the 9th, 2025, oh yeah, hypothetically, would you ever want to be in a freeway? Sweet, I've always wanted to try that at least once. Depends on if you want someone who's also a top or bottom. I think, yeah, these are DMs from Parlo, and from my understanding, Parlo had been deleting specific DMs with Wolfgang. Interesting. Wolfgang says, no, not really, it's hypothetical, but besides, I don't have many friends in the UK anyway, Lamau. Preferably a bottom, but perhaps something versatile. Okay? Avalon says, so I'm a top and Parlo's a bottom, and we need someone in the middle. Avalon relaying what Wolfgang was saying to him on calls in his DMs with Krept. Okay. Wolfgang sent this at 10:21 p.m. to Avalon on the 22nd of the night, 25. Okay. Avalon posts a screenshot of Wolfgang forwarding information to do with discussing a freeway. Avalon was 17. Wolfgang leaked personal messages of mine, then removed this message. Oh, hey, hypothetically, would you ever want to be in a freeway? Sure. Interesting. Delete your message of the threesome screenshot originally sent at 22:01. Okay. Just editing. What about you? Hold on. So that's the 20th. Yeah, deleted message. Okay, interesting. Safi could use the Parlo persona I made to commission furry porn. Nice. Happy birthday. Interesting. So yeah, what this is basically proving is that sorry, not Parlo, IA is lying about, you know, there being no evidence for the, well, I mean, he wasn't, okay, let me refresh my memory again. Sorry. Hold on.
At no point had I ever been sexual or romantic towards him, nor was he that way towards me. We were never like that. It wasn't until after he turned 18 that...
There we go, that's the point I was trying to make. Yeah, no, so he was talking about, or he alluded to the threesome with Avalon before he turned 18. And had deleted the screenshots, apparently. Interesting. Interesting how he'll delete specific information when it makes him look worse.
Avalon started coming on to me and offering the idea of a three-way between me, him, and Parlo. This is proven in the DMs from before the situation even happened. And while I was hesitant at first due to the nature of our friendship, I also thought it was just very morally ambiguous. I didn't know if this was like okay or not. Avalon said he didn't see a problem with it multiple times, so I eventually figured there was nothing wrong with it. At most, the three of us discussed this whole thing, but Avalon's partner wasn't cool with it, so we didn't end up actually doing anything. This is not grooming, this is not pedophilia, it is so fucking far away from that. The most you can say is it's weird and reckless of me. That is literally like the deepest this can go. I find it hilarious how Parlo was saying I groomed Avalon though, when he was ecstatic to have a three-way with the two of us. In fact, actually, I'm gonna read a DM Parlo sent me around the time we were discussing it, a day after we made that group chat. I asked Zillow if he got the go-ahead from... Okay, I feel bad a little bit though, because I don't know how complex...
Hold on, 10 for the 7th. Wait, is these a... I can't tell... Would these be American? No. Yeah, these will be British dates, so... Fuck's sake, not this
I have a
year.
special
We're not
guest
doing
for
that
you guys.
yet.
I have a
We're not doing that
special
yet.
announcement.
Shh, 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 shh. 10th for the 7th. So 7th for the 10th. Okay. Okay, just making sure.
this all could be, and I wouldn't want to do anything unless they explicitly asked, because if it's between you and him, I wouldn't want to intrude on that. It's just that I'd love to be a part of it if they are all fine. You know, for someone who's saying I groomed this guy and I'm like a pedophile or something, you're certainly very eager to join in when you liked me. If I thought someone was a groomer, I wouldn't be trying to have fucking three-ways with them, Parlo. That's retarded. After Parlo made this accusation, I actually went to Avalon and others in our friend circle to genuinely figure out what the fuck is going on. To which
Yeah, but that doesn't make the accusation any less true. Malcolm jump scare? Yeah. We're gonna go over that in a bit.
Avalon has said that he doesn't agree with this claim or think I'm a groomer. Same with others in our circle. They also said that they've never gotten any of that. Like, they've never even suspected anything like that is going on. Like I said, Parlo made this claim, but was going to drop it after Avalon put pressure on him, but is now using it again because Parlo has the biggest victim complex in the world. So if people don't believe I'm a rapist, because why the fuck would they? This guy's been lying out of his ass, then I have to be a pedophile. All because he's mad his channel is gone. And that's because he has no one else to blame for his channel being terminated. He can't blame Mugen because the guy's a fucking nobody. He can't blame Cormanx because that guy's off the internet.
Can we all just cut IA some slack? He simply outquirked his Chungus. Fembro. Why?
Can't blame Guango because that'd be a fucking disaster. So I just have to be the villain. So yeah, this entire fucking grooming claim is just retarded. It's just entirely not true at all. There was also an incident where I invited Avalon to the op block server when he was 17, but he wasn't invited in because the server was 18 plus. I invited him there because he wants to be a manager for a lot of YouTubers, so I figured I could invite him to a server with multiple creators so he could potentially rub elbows. When Avalon joined, he was put in the verification channel, and when I asked the owner if he was allowed in, they said it was only 18 plus, so I told Avalon he had to leave. People are trying to spin this as me wanting to put a minor in 18 plus space, but the reality is I just wasn't aware of the age requirement for the server when I, like...
From my understanding, that's a fucking lie. Where is it? Might as well go over this as well. Where's the messages? That's a lot of fucking text. Holy yap. Christ. Okay, I guess we're gonna do this. Might as well cover everything, okay? We'll get it all in one place. Anyway, let's have a look. Oh my god. Okay. Would still give people access though, just want to clear that all up. It looks like pretty poor timing. Wolfgang K. K has told me you want to talk. K-Huck? My DMs are open. Fauci, I did not reach out until your full response, as I believed that would be improper. Before addressing the claims you made at 17:30, I would like to reiterate my coverage and explain it. There was nothing conclusive to prove that you had sexually assaulted or raped Parlo. I have maintained that this has been specifically an instance of a bad hookup, and you and Parlo were both malicious towards one another. I've never claimed you're a pedophile or a groomer. Coincidentally, if you noticed on the Dicker stream, you came on to yell at Parlo. I actively stated how Parlo showed similar interest with Avalon, with discussions of a threesome and how it was hypocritical. However, you asked and deleted your message to me regarding Avalon and Zillow. This question was also posed in a VC featuring the admin of the server, inquiring how a friend could get a creator role. The lack of receipts or accountability towards those DMs are where my issues stem from. Parlo has now claimed that he has proof that you discussed a threesome with the three of you prior to Avalon turning 18, which again suggests a pattern of deviant behavior that you similarly, why can't I say that? Oh my god, we're not doing this again. Similarly made content on others for. I don't care if you return to your platform, more power to you. But anything you wish to challenge to discuss further, I will be live tonight. This will be a discussion between you and myself. Hope to hear from you soon. Wolfgang. I've said that this situation is my first and last speaking about it publicly. Yeah, buddy? Apparently you guys tried contacting me at some point, but I have not received anything from anyone apart from Ace in which I shared my side. I said it on Dicker's stream, but if you want to talk to me privately, then you can. This claim is already not taken very seriously by the wider public, and I refuse to provide content over a claim that has zero concrete evidence behind it. Unless you have anything to back up the fact that I knew the server was 18 plus, then I see no point in discussing this further. And even then, if this situation was so bad and you have concrete evidence of it, why was this claim only brought public after the Parlo stuff? Why were you interacting with me positively if you thought I was trying to bring a minor into an 18 plus space? That incident happened well over a month ago, so you had all the time in the world to publicize it, yet only chose to do so now. Wolfgang. Again. Fuck me. From what I've been told, concrete evidence of me acknowledging the 18 plus server does not exist. If I am wrong, you are encouraged to send it here so I can see it, but as far as I know, that doesn't exist, and the way the story has been laid out makes zero sense. According to your story, I knew the server was 18 plus, I invited my friend who wasn't 18 and asked you if he could be let in, but you told me he couldn't because of his age. I then told Avalon he had to leave because of that instead of, instead of begging you to let him in or something. That sounds much more like I didn't know it was 18 plus. Why would I invite someone who I knew wasn't allowed in and then ask the owner in a VC alongside multiple admins if I could let him in if I knew he wasn't allowed? God. Oh my god, Fauci. Okay. Had no proof / knowledge if this person was a minor until after the story had broken. I was unaware of the details until it broke. If you are claiming that I need the broader details of the situation regarding that, I would like to see that evidenced. However, you still do not address the fact that the DMs were deleted at all in our conversation. Also, for instance, when my Discord is mentioned, my mods place the following blurb in the chat. Want more of this? Like and subscribe. Okay, yeah, I thought he's just being evil too. I'm telling him to like and subscribe. Yeah, 18 plus. Yeah. Okay. That's not evidence I knew it was 18 plus. Are you claiming that you did not read the readily link put into chat for you, as well as the rules of the server? Wolfgang, I did not read your Discord rules 100%. I wasn't in there for the server. I was there to hop into streams occasionally. I think this is really fucking funny because this guy apparently would consistently try to jump onto Fauci's streams and Fauci just wouldn't let him in. I didn't see it, but apparently this guy has just been sitting in a bunch of waiting rooms hoping to hop on for random bullshit, which I find extremely funny, given everything now. Ugh. Yet the rules must be 18 plus or over to join. Minors are to be banned. Yep, okay. That's the rules. Okay. Okay. Art posting rules. Yep, got it. Got it. Again, rule number 1 is 18 plus, and the link says you must be 18 or older. And I didn't read the rules. Lol. Again, the link. I'm telling you that I didn't use that link. Can you evidence that? Can you evidence I did? What the fuck? It's not my job to prove a negative. Fauci, I provided you with evidence that shows that you were given a link in that stream and that shows that my Discord is 18 plus. You claim that you used a different link. Show it to me. Wolfgang, I'm gonna look for it, but even apart from that, do you not think it's possible I didn't see that part? I was focused on just getting in the server, Lamau. I'm gonna look for this link, but even the example you gave isn't definitive, because it's entirely possible I could have missed that part. And again, I want to see what the verification process I went through was. Can you send me the messages of how I was verified? Fauci, IA, you have provided that you did not see in 2 instances of which you have said, I did not see it. That is not definite. Okay. And sure, I have no issue with showing you that you will note the description of this channel also indicates you must be 18 plus and the account must be 6 months or older. And he also age verifies like a fucking moron. Nice one, buddy. Okay, is that the end of that? One last thing. Okay. Wolfgang, you are aware it doesn't automatically show the description to a channel, right? A mod talked to me when I joined. Where are those messages? Fauji, IA, you were asked for your age. You provided. This is a third measure of letting people know that this is an 18+ server. Again, you have stated that you got the link from a different source. Please provide that. Wolfgang, no, wait, hold up. Where are those messages? Stop changing the subject, Lamau. Fauji, I'm not. You are. That fucking evil smiley face. Wolfgang, I was asked my age. Fauji, yes, that's the chat. Wolfgang, did they ask if I was 18+ or how old I was? Because, dog, you still haven't given concrete proof I knew the server was 18+. Fauji, the channel description there, the link to the Discord is there with the 18+ notation. The first rule of the server Discord is 18+. It is clear, based on your history, that you will continue to lie about this. I think the discussion concludes here. Wolfgang, the channel description, notation, and rule of the server, you have zero evidence I even saw, and why aren't you sharing what the mod asked me? Is it because it's not what you said it was, Lamau? You're making a pretty serious claim on something that was not really definitive. Fucking hell, that was a lot. Again, Fauji has pretty much explained this. In the link he must have clicked to join the server, he saw, you know, if anyone's seen a Fauji or an Artblock stream, right, it says 18+ only, right? You go into the server, in the rules it says 18+, in the channel description it says 18+, Wolfgang age verifies. Why the fuck would you age verify for a server if it wasn't 18+? And yet you decided to try and sneak a minor in, you fucking moron. And then you deleted messages. So maybe you are the one who is lying. Notorious and self-admitted pathological liar, internet adjacent. So I think that concludes that little derail into this. And I think we're going to move on with the rest of this video.
When I invited him, he never got past the verification channel, and I mean, the Outblock server isn't like porn. It's not like sex or anything, so I didn't assume it was 18+. Is that a little reckless?
Why would you assume it wasn't? Like, again, the topics discussed in most commentary stuff can sometimes lean onto the stuff that you wouldn't want kids to see most of the time. All of my streams are 18+, my server's 18+. It's just so much less of a hassle to have it as 18+. But of course, as we'll learn later into this stream, internet adjacent would know a lot about having, you know, his server not regulated for 18+.
I mean, sure, but like, people are saying it's malicious. It's really not. And I feel like I did everything in that situation. I found out the server was 18+ and he wasn't allowed to join, so I told him he couldn't get in. I didn't fucking beg the owner to let him in. I didn't get on my hands and knees. I didn't have a fucking 4-hour call go like, please let him in. Please, dear Lord, let him in. No, I found out the server was 18+.
No, but you did delete messages.
He had to go. Personally, to me, the whole framing of the situation is crazy. Anytime people bring this up, they only say the server was 18+, which...
Whoa, who was that?
Personally, to me,
Hold
the whole
on.
framing of the situation is crazy. Anytime people...
Mr. Crow, what have you done? Tisk tisk. Hey Wolfgang, I'm gonna get asked the same question I posted in your community post. When will you respond to Cloudy? Why did you try to get Avalon, who was 17 at the time, invited into Cloudy's server? You knew that server is for adults only, 18+ only server. Based. It's you, buddy. You're locked in. You sorted it. Hi.
People bring this up, they only say the server was 18+, which sounds like you're talking about a pornography server. When in reality, they're just talking about a drama server that
No. Fucking Christ.
doesn't allow anyone under 18. You may ask why this matters, and it's purely because of the connotation this allegation has. Wolfgang invited a 17-year-old to an 18+ server sounds way worse than Wolfgang invited a 17-year-old to a drama server that didn't allow minors. But guess which one people have been spreading around? It's the one that gets them more content. That's the one they're spreading. I mean, just lay the situation out. I invited someone to a server, was told he couldn't join, so I told him to leave. That's the extent of this allegation. I'm sorry, if you think this is a...
Why would you think a commentary YouTuber's Discord server has got porn in it? Like, why would that be your immediate assumption?
thing? I think you have a massive thing growing on the side of your head. Speaking of, there's a claim going around that me and Parlo invited Avalon to a group chat and sent him NSFW when he was underage, which is just entirely false. I've actually seen people like Lio Convoy push this, which, I mean, I don't know what I expected, but let me just really quick...
What did Lio say?
Which is just entirely false. I've actually seen people...
I'm a bit more concerned with the fact that you posted news in the GC that had a minor in it, frankly. Again, I don't know where that claim came from Lio. Fuck me. I'm trying to even remember where that even could have been alluded. I think it was something like there was some stuff that was posted, some inappropriate stuff, an artwork inside of the GC. But again, IA kicked both Parlo and Avalon. So we won't know. So again, I don't know. I don't think I don't know. I need to unless someone can correct me now. I don't think there was any sort of like actual evident claims, or like provable stuff with that. Liars spreading crazy lies that if you try hard enough, I would concede to. True, true.
People like Lio Convoy push this, which I mean I don't know what I.
That claim was from Parlo's doc. Okay, interesting. But I don't think it had the actual screenshotted evidence or anything like that to prove that it was nudes. Personally, I definitely wouldn't have run with that. Bit of an L. Funnily enough, Lio stumbled into this because because it later came out that he was posting porn in general when the server was 16+. Interesting.
Expected, but let me just really quickly say, Avalon turned 18 in September, and the group chat was made in October after he came on to me. So no, this claim is just entirely false, and yet people have literally pushed this without any evidence. That says a lot about you, I'll just say that. Like I said, this whole grooming claim just seems pulled out of nowhere. Avalon himself has said multiple times that he does not agree with this claim, which, funnily enough, we were supposed to work with Parlo to just entirely figure
What?
out how to just drop this claim from the entire story. And by the way, it's not just the reason why
Interesting that you would want that dropped, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Avalon hasn't publicly or privately confirmed this claim is true because he doesn't believe it, but it's also part of the reason he's currently helping me debunk the entire claim. Who do you think I've been going to make sure this entire thing has been, like, good? I've constantly asked Avalon, like, did you think I was, like, grooming you at any point? Did you think I was ever inappropriate to you? I've been constantly making sure that I didn't put him in a situation like that. And he's never once said that he felt like I groomed him. He hasn't.
Why would someone... Okay, let's say that he has, right? If he has groomed Avalon. Why would the grooming victim tell you the truth? Like, that's extremely common for them not to, be like, yes, 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 and then, so they don't feel like they're in danger. Like, that's insane.
He hasn't said that to me. He hasn't said that to anyone else around us. This is a claim Parlo is making, and ironically, this claim is fucking Parlo over, because if this is grooming, then Parlo would also be guilty of that. Parlo doesn't realize that if he keeps pushing this allegation, then he's a pedophile. Which, listen, man, the police are already investigating you. You don't need to give them more ammunition. And like I said, a lot of the stuff from Parlo's doc was meant to be cut, which has been, I think, publicly confirmed. This accusation was supposed to be one of them. As we all know, he switched positions, which, to be honest, this just feels like he kind of realized that his career is completely fucked, so he just wanted to take me down with him. Yeah, this entire claim is just bullshit, and it's a pathetic attempt to make me look bad. The only reason I feel like this is included is because Parlo doesn't fully believe in the whole sexual assault allegation, or else he wouldn't have needed to include this. It's like he realized that people didn't believe that I was like a rapist or a sexual assaulter, so naturally the next thing is, oh, I have to be a villain somehow, so now I just have to be a pedophile. It's disgusting. It's pathetic. Of all the false claims in this situation, it's just the most false. And yeah, I feel like I've done a pretty adequate job of explaining why this is bullshit. But those are the real big accusations. Everything else from here on out is just kind of goofy shit or shit that isn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So this is the embarrassing part of the whole thing. Let's get on to an accusation that's just flat out wrong. Zoophilia. Parlo is trying to argue that certain commissions of mine that I got when I was a furry makes me a zoophile. I'm gonna need to simplify this for normies. This shit is really embarrassing. So I've said before, do whatever the fuck you want in DMs. If it's two adults just being weird in DMs and it's not illegal shit, do whatever the fuck you want. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't really care. Just keep your shit out of the public eye. Unfortunately, Parlo decided to post every single facet of my life that he had publicly. He's posted my name.
Yeah, no screenshots, but by the way, Lio and my reply were both under Wolfgang's comment on Lio's stream, including Cloudy. So Wolfgang saw mine and Lio's, but decided to still avoid Cloudy. That's funny.
Name. He's posted what I look like. He's posted my driver's license. Did we need this information? Care. Just keep your shit out of the public eye. Unfortunately, Parlo decided to post every single facet of my life that he had publicly. He's posted my name. He's
Wow.
Unfortunately, Parlo decided to post every single facet of my life that he had publicly. He's posted my.
Has he? I mean, was this censored now? Or was this in the doc? Fuck me. I'm gonna have to check. God damn it. I'm gonna have to check. Where's? Let me pull up the Parlo doc. Cause I have it saved still. Where is it? I'm not gonna pull it up on stream if it is true. Let me have a look. Okay, so your first name. Got it. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. If it's his first name, fair enough, I get that. That's definitely... Parlo shouldn't have fucking done that. That's ridiculous. But what's the next claim?
My name. He's posted what I look like. He's posted.
Was that a public video?
Parlo decided to post every single facet of my life that he had publicly. He's posted my name. He's posted what I look like. He's posted my driver's license. Did we need this information?
The driving
he's
license?
Posted my name. He's posted what I look like. He's posted my
driving license. I think I have that screenshot. I want to see how much of it has been edited. Hold on. Yeah, no, that is how it was. It was to prove his age. Again, I feel like he didn't really necessarily need to post a fucking driving license, but again, it's got no additional information on it. Bit of a weird thing, I think. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Driver's license. Did we need this information? No, we really didn't. But Parlo's schizophrenic, so he's gonna do it anyway. One thing that Parlo brought up is because of some furry porn I commissioned. I'm a zoophile. I used to be a furry, all right, and I think it's pretty clear that I'm just a fucking faggot, bro. Like I think that's pretty clear.
Used to be a furry? I mean, what do you mean used to be? Like, you still use a little, like, dog profile picture. You've got, like, you had, like, oh, what was it? Fuck. All your old furry content's still up on your channel. You're still, you know, if you were talking to Parlo and you were posting furry porn, I think you're still a fucking furry. I don't, again, it's like the weirdest hill to die on.
From the situation.
I don't care.
So naturally, as a furry, I got a lot of commissions of shit that's supposed to be private. Did I get any porn that depicted animals or anything like that, like a dog getting fucked or something? No, I got normal furry porn because I'm a queer. That's what I did. The reason Parlo is trying to call me a zoophile is because of the genitalia of some of the art pieces. I hate that I even have to explain this because this is just so fucking cringe. But if you're a normie, this is weird. It's a very taboo thing when it comes to people who aren't furries, obviously. But it is really just a cultural difference. In the furry community, this type of shit is just normal, but obviously to other people who are normal functioning adults, it's very taboo, and it can be misinterpreted as zoophilia. If you think it's a weird thing,
Okay.
I cannot take that away from you, and I'm not even going to attempt to. If you think it's weird, honestly, I can't say it's not weird. But it's not zoophilic. To say it is just kind of false. I've even seen streams where people are conflicted on if this is zoophilia or not. It's not. I do know what zoophilia is, obviously. I call people out for it all the time. But that's not to say that, like, that just automatically excuses me of the claim, but I'm saying I know where the line is. I know what is reprehensible, immoral artwork, and I know what's just weird. And this is just a weird thing. I wish that the shit I was into was not public, and I still don't really feel a need for this to be public, but I mean, it is what it is. Speaking of embarrassing shit that was made public for zero reason is my sexual health. Yeah, that's right. For some reason, Parlo decided to tell the entire internet what my sexual history was, and the fact
What we learned from this, from all of this, is that American femboys top British femboys. Oh my god. This is doomed yaoi, but what the fuck?
that I had an STD at one point. You may be asking if I had an STD when having sex with Parlo, which would make the claim justifiable to make public. I mean, to which you'd be wrong. It's actually something I told Parlo literally 4 days before I went to visit him that I did not have an STD. The most I had was a mark on my body, but a doctor confirmed that it's probably just a skin irritation, and I went to a dermatologist like a week ago. They confirmed it's just something I'm supposed to have. It's not an STD. I did not have an STD when I had sex with Parlo. So why on earth is the fact that I had one like a year ago public? Who fucking knows? There was literally zero reason for this to be public. Another minor thing that Parlo brought up was hygiene, which, yeah, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. He tried to make it out like I'm just some gross and disgusting motherfucker. The thing that Parlo doesn't mention is that the instance he's talking about is the first day that I was in London. This was after I'd been on a plane for the past 2 consecutive days. Like, literally, I'd been on a plane for 22 hours. So obviously, when I met them at the Airbnb, I would have smelled like shit. Parlo asks why I didn't buy shampoo at the airport, and that's because you were texting me about how you were fucking starving. It took me 22 hours to fly there, and then it would have taken me like another hour to get to the house. And when I got there and landed, you were telling me about how you were starving. So it still took me fucking forever to get there. I didn't want to stop.
How hard is it just to buy some travel shampoo? You know, tiny little bottle, right? Have a shower when you get to the Airbnb immediately. You've been traveling for like however fucking long he was saying he was, right? That's disgusting. And then you immediately want to fuck? Like, brother.
Up on a fucking side quest because you were starving. You were telling me you were hungry. And I was actually denied from using Avalon shampoo at first. We were supposed to go to Tesco's the next day to get shampoo, but unfortunately, we left the Airbnb to go into London before Tesco's opened because it opens at like 10 a.m., but we left before that. It wasn't until that night at the Airbnb that Avalon said I could just use his stuff because it was kind of clear due to our whole times that would be impossible for me to get shampoo. So yeah, this
Just shower your body, bare minimum, dude. Just don't even need it, right? Just do a bit of like PTA, pits, tits, and ass. Just easy.
whole accusation, as well as my sexual history, were, I mean,
Do
realistically,
people not bring their own soaps? Does Wolfgang not do that? Again, like, I guess like the whole it's such a weird thing to get hung up on. I know, but I guess I haven't traveled by plane in a long time. But airport restrictions can be a bit funny depending on the country. But also, it's extremely disgusting. Just have a shower. But yeah.
they only brought into this to try and humiliate me, which honestly kind of worked out in my favor because that seems to be all people are talking about. Which
I mean, you did the exact same thing to him, so we can't really what's it? Pot calling the kettle black, you know.
fine, I guess I deserve my licks. And the same goes with the legend that is the Cinderella. Oh god, this honestly, if there's one thing that's been talked about in the situation that's made me happy, it's this fucking thing, because this has just become a complete meme. I think everyone can collectively agree there was zero reason for that much detail to be poured into that alone. And I want to quickly say, by the way, I didn't name it that. That was just what it was called when I bought it at the store. Trust me, I wish I could take credit for that. I bought it because the name was funny, so I'm glad people are agreeing the name was funny. I wish I could take credit for it being named that. Trust me, I wish I could, but I unfortunately can't. To end the Cinderella segment off on something that's actually like important, that actually matters. When I was going through our DMs, I found this. I got all the gay stuff and that toy you wanted me to bring. So Parlo said I forced him to use a dildo, but he asked me to bring it. I mean, just look at what he was saying. Oh, hey, wait, hold on a second. These DMs look weird.
Okay, buddy. There's a big fucking difference between him asking you to bring it and you going, just standing ominously in the shadows like you're about to, like, you know, reveal a lightsaber and go, like, it's time, right? That's clearly a very different thing in comparison to, like, you know, that stuff.
It's almost like I had to use a third-party software to download my DMs with Parlo the millisecond I got home because I figured he would end up deleting DMs. But that's ridiculous. It's not like Parlo had
But you also deleted DMs, you little faggot!
actually been deleting DMs, which is something we'll definitely not go more into later. And there's one last thing I want to address before moving
You deleted DMs, you fucking little rat!
on, and that's the whole suicide baiting claim. Parlo has put my struggling mental health on full blast for people's amusement. This is stuff that I really don't like to talk about publicly. I really don't like to talk in general about how I'm doing mentally. I like to keep that between very fucking close friends because you guys don't really deserve to know about how I'm doing like that. One situation he brought up is the Anthrocon stuff last year, where the situation I was going through, I said that it was making me suicidal. While I didn't intend for it to be taken in a manipulative way, that was unfortunately the way it was taken. And after I was informed that people had a problem with me putting that out into the ether, I have taken great strides to not repeat that mistake. That is why, throughout the entire course of this situation, my mental health has been my own thing. I've not talked to literally anyone apart from one person about how I've been feeling throughout this because I don't want to repeat the same mistake. I don't want to do the same thing. I don't want people to feel like I'm manipulating them. I don't want to feel like I'm doing that to anyone. I think that's shitty. People talk about learning and growing, and during the situation, I really haven't brought my mental health up once. I really could have, but I didn't want to repeat it last time. It was shitty of me to do back then. And
I think you are definitely an abuser if you suicide bait. That is my fucking hard take here. Once you... Okay, again, what classifying what is and isn't suicide baiting is such a hard thing to pinpoint, okay? But again, I don't know, there's specific things with it, just like the whole... if you guys remember when we were listening to the thing that was in Parlo's document, where IA was basically saying, I'm gonna get a hose and something else, and I'm gonna, like, gas out myself in my car. He was just like, yeah, I'm gonna make them all feel, like, sorry for me. I'm gonna make them all regret it, you know? And he's basically holding his life in the guy's, like, hands on the phone call with him. It's fucking disgusting. As someone who's had to be put in that situation before, where someone is literally, like, threatening to do that, and for me it was someone in an entirely different country that I didn't fucking like. It's horrendous. It genuinely, like, I think that event, it literally scarred me. When that happened, it's genuinely disgusting. I genuinely cannot think of whenever I think of the event, it affects me in a certain way. It is genuinely horrific when people do it that way. Genuinely disgusting. It's genuinely disgusting because you are putting your life in someone else's hands. Genuinely. There's, again, sometimes people who are, like, you know, who actually want to commit suicide, you know, it can be a cry for help when they tell other people. Again, this is why it's such a difficult thing to, like, decide on what is and isn't suicide baiting. But yeah. Fuck me. Sorry, I went a bit off there. Because it's, yeah, this is a very personal topic to me specifically. It was horrendous, but anyway. Sorry.
and I learned from my mistakes, and I've taken great strides to not repeat that. So it was shitty back then, and I apologize for bringing up my mental health in a situation like that, and for having people feel like I was manipulating them. But I definitely learned from that, and I will not repeat the same mistake, just like I have not now. But the whole suicide baiting thing is just ironic, considering literally days ago he went on Dicker's stream and suicide baited.
Leave and come back.
It doesn't change the fact that if you did or didn't do it, IA. Just because Parlo is claiming that you did does not stop the fact that you did. It doesn't change anything. You fucking moron.
Now, I've seen
Sure, it could make Parlo a hypocrite, but it doesn't change the fact that you did it. It's not like fuck me, man.
that is impossible, and can't say, but a lot of people have fucking blood on their hands now, but yeah.
Whoa, okay.
It's a pattern that we're going to see that Parlo's just a complete hypocrite. Speaking of Parlo, I guess I should talk about this briefly. The GoFundMe thing. Now, this is probably the biggest point of contention against Parlo. Obviously, he's publicly apologizing and issuing refunds for everything and how everything went down and having his fans feel like he scammed them. Well, I wasn't going to show this off because if he was taking accountability, I guess whatever. But I think it's important to show what he said the night before it was made public. Your GoFundMe point was horrendous. No, that's actually a banger point. Like classic deflection level straw grabbing. No, it was genuinely horrible. And commentary people agreed in private. So yeah, he knew 24 hours before that this claim was going to be made public. And him and certain creators he was talking to thought it was stupid. It's crazy now he's changed his tune and how these same creators are publicly bashing him for it, but that's just me. By the way, I will say, I don't have evidence, so I'm not going to name names, but I was told every single person he talked to about this, and I know every single person who said this claim was stupid. Boy, did they fucking change their stances really quickly. That's all I'll say. The last thing I can address is an absolutely fucking wild
What? Okay, who cares, by the way? Who fucking cares?
one. I am accused of being a Nazi, despite having one of the craziest gay sex.
I don't
this
care.
This stems from the fact that I have a game on my Steam library.
I'm actually skipping this. I don't care.
Out of the grain language
I don't care. I don't think he's a Nazi. I think that's gay.
Me sexually assaulting them. And like Parlo, they tried to use their body language to tell me they weren't letting me to people. One of them similar, long since been dead, but was dug out of the grave to try and use against me. It's a situation that, just like this one, is very easily debunkable because it's incredibly similar. This is a situation of someone trying to use their body language instead of their fucking words to tell me how they feel. At the Airbnb at this convention I was attending with some people, one of them told me they were down to hook up, so I began to rub their knee. They then tried to spin this into me sexually assaulting them, which is just fucking retarded. And then instead of just letting me down, they constantly told me that they just wanted to have sex later instead of just telling me that they were no longer interested. And like Parlo, they tried to use their body language to tell me they weren't interested instead of just literally just say so. Like I said earlier, I struggle to pick up on body language like this. I went through the fucking ringer and absolute hell to debunk and destroy the situation, and that is why the situation hasn't been talked about in a while. But Parlo decided to interject a situation he has basically zero knowledge of to try and use that against me, even when back then people were dropping the situation because it sounded like an awkward hookup, which is exactly what it was. There's zero evidence for either side, so this too is just a he said, she said. Now we've reached the part about all the actual genuine errors I made in this situation. That's right. Despite everything seriously career destroying being as flat as paper, I did still make errors in my handling of this. One thing I did that was shitty was I sent a photo of me and Parlo making out to a mutual friend after he threw these accusations at me. It was a thing I did in a panic, but obviously that does not matter. It was a shitty thing to do regardless.
In a panic? What do you mean, what panic? What panic? Me and Zillow and Parlo are mad at me, and I don't know why. Wait, let me re-listen to what he was trying to claim.
Part about all the actual genuine errors I made in this situation. That's right. Despite everything seriously career destroying being as flat as paper, I did still make errors in my handling of this. One thing I did that was shitty was I sent a photo of me and Parlo making out to a mutual friend after he threw these accusations at me.
Oh yeah, right, at the Airbnb. They're mad at him. Yeah. Wait, after? No? What? Again, I can't see the timestamps for when these messages were sent, but again, what do you mean after? You sent the message beforehand. You were like, this was an hour ago. I don't know what that is. We were making out. Ah, I see. And then you say that. Again, I could be wrong with the timeline here. This could be like run after the other. But, right? I don't know.
It was a thing I did in a panic, but obviously that does not matter. It was a shitty thing to do regardless. I was still ultimately the only one responsible, and it's something I have apologized to Parlo for live, in DMs, and I even did it in a private VC the next day. I will say that while this is something I genuinely apologize for, it's really cringe. As mentioned previously, Parlo posted my name, what I look like, part of my driver's license, and my sexual history for the internet to just enjoy.
So that just gives you justification to do that. Nice.
And none of that is relevant, so while when I did it, it was bad, I'm definitely going to say Parlo did far worse. Another thing I did
it's
was...
still bad. You're both equally accountable. Just take it. Stop being like, well, Parlo did this. Well, Parlo did that. It's the same thing Parlo does. Well, IA did this. IA did that. With like two separate... When the two different critiques are different. Again, this is the same critique. They're both fucked up on both their ends, but they have to shoot shots at one another. Christ.
I deleted one of the DMs I had with a friend about this whole situation. Back about the whole like third day during the sex thing where Parlo said I was trying to peer pressure him. Ironically enough, had I not done this, I would have completely exonerated myself of some of the shit being said about me.
No, you
once again,
wouldn't.
There really isn't a justification for this, and even though I did it in a panic, it was still ultimately something I did of my own accord, and it's something I genuinely apologize for. But as I alluded to earlier, would you guys be surprised if Parlo is doing the same fucking thing?
It doesn't. Oh, he's gonna piss me off. It doesn't matter if Parlo was doing the same thing. You were both doing it. You're both fucking morons. You shouldn't be deleting evidence when you're making severe claims against one another. Fucking hell.
In one single DM in this entire instance, I was generous and said there could potentially be another instance of me deleting a DM. As far as I'm aware, there hasn't been any proven instances of that, so this is literally the only documented instance we have of that. Well,
why are you, like, what, are you just like a liar now? Again, I mean, we already know that, right? But even then, you're now lying. You're just like, well, there may have been other instances of me deleting DMs. Or you know, I may be just obfuscating information again. Fucking asshole.
When I went to my DMs with Parlo to get stuff for this video, I discovered Parlo had been deleting entire conversations worth of DMs. And as I highlighted earlier, some of these actually change the entire situation around how some of these accusations look. Trust me, there's a lot of things here that he deleted which make him look bad. So while the one DM I deleted was bad, I'd argue the amount that he's deleted is kind of worse.
While we power scaling deleted DMs, you both did it. God.
Another big fuck up I had was when this situation happened, I went and asked drama YouTubers their perspectives on this whole thing to figure out the optics and if I was fucked or not. Obviously doing this only made it spread, and a whole And while a lot of people told me I should just talk to lawyers instead, I didn't think the situation was that serious, and I still don't think the situation is serious enough to involve lawyers. But I shouldn't have gone and talked to other people about it. I should have kept it to myself. That's my mistake. This is something I have actually apologized to the people involved for. I had a conversation with Avalon behind the scenes where I apologized for speaking to those people, and it's just something I want to apologize for again. I didn't really see a problem with it, but after a lot of people have explained to me why it was wrong, I fucked up. I'm sorry. To end this video off, the situation went from a funny haha, look at this retard, he fucked Parlo, to people genuinely lying about me and trying to cancel me. This could have genuinely just been a funny drama, but instead people tried to maliciously use this to try and ruin my career. When it came to the situation, I said I was going to respond and debunk everything that mattered, and all I asked for was a little bit of patience, something I was not granted. Instead, people went with and ran with absolutely crazy stories with zero evidence. It's a little gross, to be honest, especially since to a lot of people, I told them they could talk to me if they had questions. But still, people went and called me a pedophile with baseless accusations. I was originally going to take a month or two off, but honestly, I've kind of had people tell me just to return after this video comes out, so I'll give Jerry another video or two, and then I'll be back as the host, because I've really taken time to just reflect on this self and reflect on me. I mean, I definitely got some things I gotta work on, but this situation is more of a bullet to Parlo's career than mine. Obviously, this isn't gonna convince everyone, but if I provide enough evidence for claims and you just refuse to believe some, I can't help you. I have messed up during the situation, but to a funny degree, honestly, to not to like a malicious degree, like what everyone is saying. This situation completely spiraled, and I think I've made it clear that a lot of this just genuinely seems malicious and that people want to be gone more than actually hearing me out, but that's just me. And one last thing, I want to address Parlo directly because I know you're watching this video. Even after this whole situation happened, I still was trying to help you out. I was in DMs trying to figure out a collective response that the two of us could work on to save both of our careers. I genuinely gave a shit about you when everyone else didn't, when everyone else was warning me to just dip out on you, that you were complete schizo, that you were going to fucking crash out, that you were going to stab me in the back. And I should have listened. I don't know why I didn't. I think you are completely hopeless, and I know people have been telling him to get off the internet. Trust me, I've been saying it even as the situation has started. The reality is, this guy has nothing else. I mean, he's poor, he's homeless, and God knows he can't get a job. This is really all he has, and if he can't have that, he's going to try to bring other people down with it. The most I can say is just ignore this guy. Treat him like a circus animal, honestly. If people have questions, if people want to talk to me, you can join my Discord. My DMs are open. Like I said, the one thing I can say before I end this off is I genuinely tried to help Parlo out. A lot of people told me he was a schizo lolcow, but I wasn't around for a lot of the shit that got him that title, and I felt like it was unfair of me to label him as such. And I mean, until this situation happened, my interactions with him were nice, and I thought he was on a little bit of a redemption arc, so I thought people just did the typical internet thing of making someone out to be worse than they actually are. Through this situation, it's become abundantly clear that I was just wrong, and this guy is genuinely a lost cause. Ironically enough, we talked about STDs, but it seems the only STD that was transferred during our sexual encounters was the lolcow gene. I have a pretty lax view when it comes to online shit, and I try to be chill and get along with everyone, but as I've been told by people...
No, he's aware that he's a lolcow. Fuck, he broke the rule.
It's just kind of a detriment to me, so going forward, I'm really not going to try to befriend any of these people. I just see people as associates from now on. Parlo wasn't the first, but he is the last. I think it's just easier to deal with. I guess the most I can do is apologize to people for ever giving this guy any of my time, or treating him like a human being instead of a circus animal. I should have listened to what people said, and I have no one to blame but myself. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening. I'll be back in a month or two, so be nice to Jerry, and I don't know, later.
Interesting. Now, what if I told you he just flat out lies? I mean, again, I can't even use that as like a, a preamble, right? Or like I keep saying that word wrong, or using that word in the wrong context. But, doing that as a lead into, because we already know the end of the story. But after this video came up, he had a little conversation.
It's just fucking awesome, dude.
With Goddammit Malcolm. When was this? On 9 days ago. Okay. So we're going to watch this, and yeah, I don't know how long this is actually. 1 hour. God, this is for a while, I think. Hold on, how long? Like an hour? Fucking Christ. Okay. We'll speed this up a bit. Nice. Okay. Awesome.
It's awesome. It's awesome. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. We got some lovely Lyle art for you guys. Lovely Lyle art for you guys. So, oh shit.
Yeah, buddy?
Unplugged my headphones. I have a special guest for you guys. I have a special announcement. Special announcement for you guys. A rape review. So let's check. What's up?
How's it going, man?
Just big chilling, dude. What's up with you?
I'm doing pretty alright, actually.
Pretty alright. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You gonna be taking a break from the internet?
I was going to, but honestly, most people I've talked about the situation said, you didn't really do anything, so just keep uploading.
Okay.
So that's probably what I'm going to do.
That's fair enough. Okay. All right. Well.
This whole fucking thing is so crazy.
Yeah, I have. So just out of curiosity, these have been haunting me. These have just been haunting my dreams. Did you end up getting your back washed?
Okay, dude.
I'm super curious. I have to know. Did you actually get your back washed, or did that never happen?
No, unfortunately.
No, didn't get your back washed? Okay. That sucks. Okay. Well, all right. Okay. All right. So what in particular did you want to chat about? Because I'm down for
just any questions you have about the whole thing, because I mean, I for as much as like a lot of people are talking about it, I feel like I kind of thoroughly debunked the majority of the claims.
I mean, I would completely agree. Just because anything that he's accusing you of, as far as the allegations against Zillow, like he did the same thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't even know how to begin to contend with that, honestly, because
well, it's not just that. I've talked to Zillow. Zillow does not agree. I've talked to other people in our friend group. They don't agree. Zillow has been helping with this entire situation behind the scenes and this allegation to debunk it. Literally, it's just an allegation Parlo made because no one believes the rape one. So suddenly I have to be something terrible, so I have to be a pedophile.
Well, I think the furry thing is bad enough personally, but yeah, I wouldn't consider anything of that to be like,
The furry thing is more cringe than anything else, honestly.
yeah, I would
That's-
agree with that.
But that's like I'd say it's cringe too. But kind of the whole point is like, yeah, it's cringe, but it was also supposed to be like kept private. Like when people are like, a lot of this should have been kept private. It's like, yeah, when you go look at my document was only about the shit that was actually relevant.
Sure, and I would agree with that. And so when you wrote your document, walk me through how you started that process. Like, why did you even start writing a document? Like, what's going on here? Tell me a little bit about the background here.
I made the document when I was told that there's a significant chance that Parlo might go public with this entire thing, and I did that. And honestly, I said it in the video. I'm gonna stand by this. I still feel like validated in that claim because he recorded me in private.
And when you were on Digger's stream, that was the first time that you heard
What do you
that.
mean? Like, you didn't know that at the time, though. And also keep in mind, right? He was the first person to upload his document, then Parlo did. Now, say what you will about the whole thing of Parlo recording him, right? But he didn't know that information.
Audio, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't even think Avalon knew about that until it was put out there.
Okay.
So
So,
when a lot of people have said that like way too much has been shared, I completely agree. I said so in my video, but it's not really like a me thing, you know.
sure. Let me get up the document really quick because I'm sure that I have a question about this. Hang on. Let me make sure this doesn't open in something I don't want to. Let me just grab this really quick.
I like the tempo run game, by the way.
Thanks. Okay, so we got that, so we're good. Okay, so you were under the impression that he was gonna be talking about this, or like, so did you know that he was like taking pictures of the apartment and shit like that? Like when you were at the Airbnb and he was taking pictures of like the condom and blah blah blah. Did you know that he was doing that?
No.
Okay.
I did not see that.
Okay. I'm trying to jog my memory really quick.
I will say, as I also showed out in the video, Parlo has been in fact leading entire conversations with me.
Yeah, I imagine that was
So
probably gonna
did
be
you,
the outcome of
buddy.
that. So,
So did
how did you end up
you.
talking to Parlo? How did you guys end up meeting?
I think it was when I covered the DA game stuff. Parlo reached out to me and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a video on it, and I see that you're pretty relevant in that conversation."
Okay.
And that was like the first point of contact, I guess.
Okay. And so, did you guys immediately start getting into like that kind of conversation, or how did it escalate
No.
into like kind of
That was
a sexual conversation?
that wasn't even until like that was after I made my like pirate videos. Like it was a while. We were friends for a good bit.
Okay. And when did it turn sexual? Like, how did that happen?
I kind of was just like, "Hey Parlo, do you want to see like a new commission I'm getting?" And he's like, "Oh fuck yeah!" And then he was like, "Yeah, that looks good." And I was like, "You want to see me recreate that?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And that was like how that started.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what was the build up for you guys like to meet each other? Like, whose idea was that?
Parlo's.
Okay. And why did you guys decide on that date?
Because we were actually supposed to, as an entire group, we were supposed to have like another get together in December, as like all friends and shit. But Parlo, after receiving nudes from me, said that he couldn't wait till December, so that he would actually pay to fly me out like as soon as possible.
Okay. What are these things like with a dick pic or like the blowjob video or something like that? What is this? Do you know anything about this? What is this?
What?
What blowjob? I have no idea.
I was told that there was a video of like somebody brought it up earlier. Who said that earlier? That there was like a blowjob video from this encounter?
What?
No, me and Parlo never recorded us having sex.
Okay. I'm gonna keep my eye on that because somebody said something about that earlier, but I could be just like making shit up. So,
Okay.
right.
I don't know what he's on about,
So-
personally.
Did you know who Parlo was before you guys started talking? Like, were you kind of like aware of him and who he was on the internet or no?
No.
Yeah. So what's the beef with you and Falgi? What are you guys talking about?
The beef with me and Falgi is me inviting Avalon to his Discord server because I wasn't aware that the server was 18 plus. Now, Falgi has been trying to prove that I knew it was 18 plus, but the instances he provided, I think, are substantial at best.
Okay.
One of his
Substantial.
examples
Okay.
was literally that his Discord server rules say it, and he's like, "This is what the channel description of my welcome chat says," which I didn't read the server rules, and who the fuck looks at any Discord channel description?
I mean,
Okay.
again, you age verified, buddy. You would have known. Come on. Why would you age verify in a server if you didn't know it was 18 plus?
So
It's
just like totally stupid shit. Okay, I got it.
no, the entire claim is fucking like retarded, and I kept trying to tell him this, but it's like, yeah, that's like literally the entire crux of the whole thing. And I mean, to just like completely debunk it right now, Falgi has admitted that he was not aware of Avalon's age when I invited him to the server, and that I was the only one who was aware Avalon was 17 at the time. So as it goes, this is like according to that, I invited Avalon to the server. I asked if he could join. I was then told that like he's not like allowed to join unless he's like 18, and they didn't know he was 17 or whatever. But I hear that he's not allowed to join unless he's 18, and the first thing I do is tell him he has to leave. I'm
Yeah.
not sitting
How does
there, I'm
this
not, like,
how does this make you like a pedophile? I guess I don't understand this.
I don't like
That was never the claim. What?
That's a great question. I didn't sit there. I didn't beg Falgi to like let this guy in. I heard this guy was not allowed in, and I told him he had to leave.
Interesting. Okay.
And like if I
Was there anyone who was actually calling him a pedophile over the whole Fauci stuff? I don't think there was. I don't know where he's got the information for that, to be fair. Okay.
It just doesn't make sense. If I knew that like the server was 18 plus and Avalon wasn't allowed in, why the fuck would I ask Falgi and all of his admins in a VC?
Yeah, that's kind of odd. One of the things that you told me earlier was Falgi saying that he had screenshots of you talking to Zillow before Zillow was 18 about like sex shit. Do you know what he's talking about with that? Do you know anything about that?
I have zero idea, but he's saying that Parlo said it, so it's likely entirely bullshit.
Liar! He's a fucking little liar! As we had just shown on stream earlier, okay? He was lying about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The whole thing seems like pretty dumb to me, and like any reasonable criticism that, you know, if I was to levy criticism against you, you would have to do the exact same thing. For
Well, it's literally just like I've talked to Avalon multiple times. I was like, after I heard this accusation, I was like, did you ever feel like I put you in a position like that? Like because genuinely, like Avalon's my friend. We've been friends for like a while now. I didn't want to make him feel like that was the only reason for like our friendship, and I did this fucking like awful fucking thing then. And Avalon has continuously said no, that he didn't feel like this. He's literally tried to get Parlo to drop this accusation.
Has Zillow said anything like publicly about any of this?
No.
No. Why?
Because not only does he want to be like kept out of this drama entirely, which is what I tried to do at first too. Like I tried to respect his privacy, which is why I think if you show off my document, the messages with a censored person, or where I say like the third individual at the Airbnb, that was me, or like that was
I didn't.
censored
Yeah,
Avalon.
I noticed that for sure. Okay.
He doesn't want to be involved in this drama, and I'm not gonna get like too into the details, but Avalon absolutely understands when he is being groomed. This isn't like a
What, dude? What do you mean he understands when he's being groomed? Please push on this.
know what it's like. Avalon completely understands what it's like to go through a situation like that. So yeah, this is just like a thing that Parlo is like trying to use, and it's like it's kind of disgusting.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like that
Please, I beg.
they have like experience is the wrong fucking word to use, but like has been like groomed in the past. Is that kind of the implication there?
He has been in situations before where people he's been around online were way too comfortable with him being not, I guess, appropriate for his age.
Okay, so that's like not a new issue.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so it basically, I guess what I'm getting at is that like him saying like no, this isn't grooming is indicative that like he's experienced this before. I guess is what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Please. Oh, God. Yeah, again. I have some, like, minor critiques for, like, this. Again, it does... The benefits of this stream, right? It does show that, like, Wolfgang was lying, right? He just lied blatantly, which was able to follow up on. But, you know, the whole thing of... he knew he was being groomed. He knows what being groomed is like, or, you know, whatever he was saying there, right? I would have liked to have seen a bit of pushback on that, but... I don't know. It's a very fucking weird thing to claim. Because, you know, it's definitely a common thing where people have been groomed before, and then they've been groomed again, even after realizing they have been groomed. You know, like in a later time, right? Like, again, it could be a case of someone who's been victimized, you know, who's been, like, you know, groomed or taken advantage of, and they go to someone they feel like they can trust, and then that person takes advantage of that trust that they've built up, and then they, you know, repeat the behavior of their previous, you know, encounter. But no, yeah, I would have kind of liked to see a bit more of a pushback on that, but yeah.
Okay, sick. Okay, so has anybody asked you, like, or tried to connect you to, like, has anybody reached out to you to get, like, a statement from?
The one person who messaged me first was Ace.
Okay.
Ace was like, do you care to explain why you invited a 17-year-old to an 18-plus server? And I was like, yeah, I didn't know it was 18-plus.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, I just... And I said it the whole time. I was like, my DMs are open. People can message me.
Sure.
When, like, as I was gearing up to my response coming out, I was a little less talkative because I was like, I don't want to say anything that's going to, like, stick my foot in my mouth, you know?
Oh, sure, and just, like, kind of, like, lock in and get it over with, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. What is kind of, like, the goal, then? Like, moving forward with everything, what are we doing now?
I mean, a lot of people told me I didn't even need to respond to this, but I feel like I kind of owe it to people to at least acknowledge that this is a situation that happened.
That's not how grooming works. Most grooming victims aren't fully aware of the abuse, and they realize the abuse until it was too late. Or they didn't realize the abuse until it was too late. Yeah, that's true.
And
Oh, come
I don't
on.
wanna be, like,
Why
fully
is my
transparent,
YouTube
you know?
fucking up?
like, I could just go,
Fuck.
like, pretend that nothing happened, but it's like, no, I kind of feel like I have to at least say something.
Okay. At least say something. Is that kind of, like, all that you wanted to say on the matter, or?
I really just wanted to address everything. Well, because I mean, I feel like I had to address a lot of the, like, serious stuff, like the sexual assault and, like, the grooming claims. I feel like you kind of have to address things like that, especially when they were blown up to the proportion that Parlo tried to make them.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I would agree.
Well, a
with
lot
that.
of the goofy claims were just to go like, yeah, I mean, just look at all these people lying. That's just like lies after lies.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if you. I think you showed the comments off earlier, but
Lies,
Lyogon was like
tell me
literally just
sweet little
malding
lies.
and lying to me in my fucking comment section that he never said that I sent nudes to a minor when it's like, yeah, you absolutely did.
Yeah, listen, man, I got my own issues with him. I think he's a huge fucking pussy, but that's just me.
I mean, I watched the call where he bullied that fucking developmentally challenged girl the other day, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy in my opinion, but you know,
Interesting.
it is what it is, I guess. Is there, because Lio had said that you, in the comment, he said that he reached out to you or something like that, and then, like, you guys just never talked. Does it feel like everybody's like, no, you have to fucking talk to me? Is that kind of like
Yeah,
the vibe?
because like I mean, literally the only person who spoke to me was Ace.
Okay.
And also, I wanna say this real quick. Lai also said that I ducked Cloudy. Cloudy has been saying that I ducked her. A lot of people have said that I ducked Cloudy. Do you wanna know how I ducked Cloudy?
Hmm.
Apparently Cloudy at me in the Opblock server to like question me about the Zilla thing, and I never saw it because, believe it or not, it's entirely like, am I not able to fucking? You at me in your Discord server instead of DMing me when my DMs are fully open?
Yeah.
Like, what sense does that make?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think the whole situation is stupid, and I mean, I think it's kind of silly for everybody to expect that you're gonna like respond to everybody.
Yeah. Well, it's not even just that. It's genuinely, like I have 600 notifications on the left side of my Discord right now. I'm in like 20 different Discord servers.
That's him buttering up Malcolm. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Look, again, you know, I know Malcolm said a few things about me in the past, okay? I'm, gonna push that aside for this coverage, okay? But again, I genuinely feel like, without biases aside, right, this is definitely a case of, like, Malcolm doesn't like Lio, he's just like, oh, I don't like Lio either, and doing that, it's very gay, it's very fucking gay, to be doing that. Again, you can not like Lio, I don't care if you don't like Lio, that's fair enough, right? But at the end of the day, it's definitely what he was doing here. But to be honest, I don't think Malcolm really cares.
I ducked someone because I didn't see one notification from 20 different 20 Discord servers. I mean, the Marvel Rivals Discord server I'm in gives me 300 notifications alone.
Sure.
Is it not like suddenly I just am ducking because I never saw it? That's kind of crazy.
No, I would agree with that. I think that, I don't know, I think I've said before, I think the entire thing is really stupid, but it's particularly interesting to me that people are like accusing you of dodging shit and you just like don't want to engage with it, and I think that's actually probably the best way
Well,
to
people
deal
are
with
accusing me
everything.
of dodging shit. Fallon's just completely allowed to come in here. You're down to host and moderate. I'm down to talk to him right now.
Did he respond to you?
No, he never responded to me.
Huh.
I told him. I didn't tell him this. I told you this. I don't want to go on his stream because I don't feel like it's going to be fair.
Sure.
Wait, what do you
Yeah,
mean
I
not
mean,
going to be fair? I mean, it's a one-on-one thing, I guess. Like, again, I've seen Fauji do like streams where he's had to call people in. He's done I mean, hell, even with the jar stuff, right? When I was trying to get Jar to talk to Fauji, I was more than down for it to be like a, Fauji wouldn't shout at him. He wouldn't, do anything like that. He would do what needs to be done to get that like conversation. I think it's really gay. Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't know. I think the whole thing is really stupid because it just, in my opinion, it comes down to like any criticism that you could levy against you. Like I would say that Parlo is just as guilty as the same things, and then I would argue that Parlo is like way more of a fucking degen freak than you.
Yeah.
Like, and if we wanted to go with somebody for being like, like a crazy fucking like groomer pedophile, Parlo like literally got his shit like seized by the government, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
Parlo's literally being investigated by the police. That's why I told him, I was
Yeah.
like, dude, if you want to like try to paint the both of us as pedophiles, like that's not exactly good in your instance, considering you're literally already being investigated by the police.
Yeah. yeah.
What a
just think
weird
it was, like,
defense.
horribly
Like,
mismanaged.
again,
like,
I don't get this. I really don't get this defense. It's just like, why are you trying to paint us both as pedophiles? It's just like, yeah, but the accusation would still stand. I'm not saying, again, I'm not going to sit here and claim that Wolfgang or, IA is a pedophile, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But again, like, it's such a weird defense. You gotta kind of like, I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't know. I think just on a base premise, it sounds weird to me. I'll probably need to give it some more thought.
directed like anger, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Because again, if I was going to go after somebody for being a freak in the situation, it wouldn't be you.
Well, exactly, because and this is what I said. Like, I never made any of like the
Interesting.
I never made any like the furry shit public. I never wanted to do like. I literally wanted to talk about the actual allegations that mattered, and then
Furry shit public. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Fuck me. I'm gonna have to show this. I didn't make any of the furry shit public. Interesting take. Okay, let me. Unless he is if he's referring to Anthrocon, yep, I can critique that. If he's referring to like the stuff with his like furry artwork, fair enough. If that's what he's actually referring to there, but let's have a look. Is his Does he even still have his Twitter up now? Internet adjacent. Okay. Da 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 da. And fro. Hold on. Did he delete all his tweets? Hold on. No, he didn't. Where the fuck is it? Oh, I'm gonna have to scroll for a hot minute, aren't I? Where is it? I'm trying to remember. Because he was definitely talking about all of it. I mean, fuck me. Where is it? Come on. Yeah, man. I feel like I had it saved somewhere, but it's probably in DMs, so I probably lost it by now. God, I'm never gonna find it. But basically, he was basically, you know, tweeting about the Anthrocon stuff. He had like a whole video talking about the Anthrocon stuff. He still has videos talking about how he's, you know, all the furry dramas he's covered. He's using like a furry icon. I mean, how do you think I managed to get the image that I'm using for the thumbnail for this stream and last? I mean, it's definitely not a secret. You know, God, I don't think I'm about to find this. Let's see. God damn it, this sucks. Not sure what to keyword search here. It's the problem. So I'm just scrolling down it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Not sure. But yeah. Anyways. I can't find it. Anyways. But anyway, the point is, he was talking about the Anthrocon stuff publicly. He's a liar. I don't know why he's talking about it like that.
And Parlo just didn't do that.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
And in regards to the furry thing, I feel like I adequately debunked that. I don't know if you'd agree with that or not, but it's kind of just like, it's just kind of a cultural difference.
I like that you said that you like grew out of it, like it was a phase. Like no,
Great, I did clip chip him. That's entirely my fault.
it's not a phase. I'm not actually a furry. That was kind of awesome.
Worry,
But
I found God.
I'm gone. I mean, that's good, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't say that I think that you're like literally like a degen furry or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't consider those things to be in the same vein. Somebody wants me to ask, what area of London did you refer to as the Chicago of London? I don't know what this means.
I have to fucking check again, but it was like
I don't know if this
sketchy.
means
Dude, there
anything.
was like, I don't know how to describe. You ever play like COD Zombies and there's just piles of shit outside places? That, like there's just piles of trash everywhere. That's kind of what it looked like. It looked like a COD Zombies map.
Okay, buddy.
It was like fuck.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'd have to figure out exactly where it was, but it was a sketchy fucking area.
In San Francisco. Nice.
It wasn't actually London at all. We were in the States.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate British people, so couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. But yeah, I mean, I guess that was just, I don't know. I don't know.
Hi.
Stupid. I don't really have anything like prolific to say. I'm just like, I think the whole thing is stupid. And if I wanted to go after somebody for being like a fucking freak, I certainly wouldn't pick you. So.
Yeah, I will say, did you see Lio try to like? He was like,
Oh, he's still doing
didn't
it.
matter when you were asking me for KP's Discord, and it's like, yeah, I.
No,
Why would your
he's very team sports oriented. So.
Yeah, it's like I'm not asking you to like hang out with me. I want something from you. You can
Yeah.
give it to me or not. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's
I never claimed to be Lio's friend. I literally said in my video covering his KP coverage, I was like, this is the first time I'm ever watching a video by this guy. Like, I have no idea who this fucking person is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the whole thing is interesting, and I find it to be rather interesting as well that he's pivoting into like, because he did predator hunting forever. I would consider this just to be, an extension of that. But
Yeah.
I find it interesting that he's pivoting into doing this, and then he's reading your document and he can't even say the word bottom. I think that's fucking hilarious. But
Dude, Lio's he might catch the gay gene. God can't protect him, all right? These filthy heathens are.
he's probably already gay. I mean, cool. Well, was there any final thoughts?
Again, he's still trying to do it, buddy. He's trying to butter him up. Like, again, at the end of the day, I don't care that like Malcolm doesn't like Lio. Okay, I don't care if people don't. People are allowed to not like me. I don't. It's the end of the day. You don't have to like every single person on the platform. But again, he's just clearly trying to butter up Malcolm. I think it's extremely gay.
Statements, anything that you want to say that you didn't say in your video, anything that you want to tell me, anything that you want people to know, blah blah blah.
Not really, honestly. Like, I mean, I feel like I kind of completely destroyed Parlo. As much as a lot of the glove shittos are gonna say that this video was like what the fuck is he thinking? It's like, I don't know. I feel like when you actually like look at the video objectively, it's kind of fucking good. It's like, here's literally like a laundry list of every fucking thing Parlo did wrong. And the GoFundMe thing where he's like, oh dude, like I'm so sorry I scammed people. And the night before he was like, this is such a fucking stupid point. How dare you?
Yeah, I think that it's interesting that the GoFundMe is kind of what everybody was looking at on this. I was like, I think that there's actually more important things like right in front of us instead of the GoFundMe thing. But I don't know. I guess everybody fucking hates that. I mean, I understand.
I'm gonna be honest. When it came to the whole Discord server thing, I feel like they were trying to hijack this entire drama just to kind of self-insert. You know?
What?
Because like, I mean, I upload a fucking video where Parlo. I mean, Parlo said that I forced him to use that dildo, but then literally our messages that he deleted, by the way, he's saying for me like, oh, I'm like, please bring it, shit, and it's like, no, we're not focusing on the fact that Parlo is like not only lied, but he's deleting all the messages to prove it. It's
Sure. Yeah. It just seems like I mean, and I had said it obviously was.
Insert yourself in the drama. I mean, Hal, if you have previous experience with someone in the drama and you feel like you want to talk about it, and it's relevant to like it. I mean, it's very specifically relevant to this situation. It's you. The whole situation to do with like Parlo and you is, you know, Avalon's an important factor, and the fact that you knew that he was 17 and tried to get him into the Opblock server. I think that's pretty fair to try and call out. You know, I think it's a fucking, you know, I don't think Fauji was trying to insert himself or pedo jacket. I think that's insane.
What a terrible look that you got caught like dirty deleting shit. But even the stuff that
yeah,
was
that was I definitely took the L on that. I owned up to that one. That was
yeah.
not my brightest move.
Sure, and I think but
you owned up to it when you were called out on it, buddy. Like, it took people to call you out on deleting stuff. You didn't fess up to it. I mean, okay, he fessed up to it when he was pressed on it, but again, still, if no one called it out, you know.
I think the thing is like, even with that included, the way that Parlo framed everything was so dishonest, where it's like, it wouldn't even matter to me, where it's like, we've kind of already shot ourselves in the foot, like, we don't have any more limbs to shoot, so to speak. Like, there's just nothing there, in my opinion. So, even if he...
I feel like everyone was pretty fucking malicious when it came to this whole... Genuinely, this was like a silly, goofy situation. Like, this was a situation that I thought everyone would just point and laugh at, because it's just kind of... I mean, this guy fucking went into explicit detail with the Cinderella.
Yeah, that's
like,
kind of crazy.
This is just this is a silly, goofy situation for us all just to collectively laugh at. And then it's like, no, Wolfgang's actually a pedophile. And it's like, okay, let's review. What the fuck? Where is that coming from?
Yeah.
And I said this in my video. I feel like the framing of Challenge's Discord server is just incredibly like malicious too. It's like, why did you invite a 17-year-old to an 18+ Discord server? When you hear 18+, you think porn, right? Like, that's what I think.
Yeah, I said that earlier, like, because
it's a commentary channel. The whole point is that you try to get a minor into the 18+ Discord server. It's, I don't know. Again, you're just making an assumption there, I feel like.
My Discord server is 18+, but I understand, like, it's not like a porn or like a goon server. It's just like, I don't want to be around kids, and then obviously if we're covering drama, like, we're literally covering, like, a dildo named fucking Cinderella, and, like, ass fingering and shit like that. Obviously, like, that's not appropriate for minors. But, like, it's not like there is, you know, it's not like Goon Central. It's not like a porn server. But, like, I understand what you're saying, where, like, the implication that Falgi is communicating is that by inviting Zillow or whatever, that was you, like, inviting him into, like, an area that was, like, not safe for work.
I don't know.
Yeah, and to be fair, you can cover, like, the shit that, like, Falgi covers and not be, like, and not have your audience be just, like, adults. Because isn't that, like, that's what Parlo does. Parlo covers, like, fucking groomers and, like, all, like, pedophiles, and his Discord server is, like, 13+, and it's like...
But again, as we said, and to be fair on Malcolm, I don't think he knew this, okay? Again, it probably would have been a good idea to, you know, ask Fauci, like, you know, about the whole claims he was making beforehand, if this was a planned thing to, you know, bring him on. I don't know if it was a planned thing to bring Wolfgang on, but again, I would have still wanted to have, if that was the case, you know, maybe ask Fauci for the DMs when he's referring to Zillow being, you know, and being under the age of 18, being 17, and Wolfgang talking about the threesome with him. I think that would have been a bit of a fair point to bring up. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like, you know, and I guess unless you're outside of the knowledge of commentary channels and didn't know that, like, Fauci was a commentary channel, I could maybe get that, but again, it wouldn't be too hard to, like, look into and be like, hey, this is actually just a commentary channel, it's 18+, you know? But again, I still think this stream serves a pretty good purpose. It shows that Wolfgang was able to lie pretty blatantly. He was trying to, like, you know, cozy up to people, and there goes my stream. Fuck. Okay, let me fix that. But yeah. I feel like I would have liked a few more points to be pressed on, but again, that's just, you know, that's not specifically, you know, what am I trying to say with it? You know, it just would have been nice to have seen a bit of pushback, but don't worry, we'll see plenty in a bit.
I don't just automatically assume, like, someone's server is, like, 18+, you know?
Yeah, sure. And I mean, even then, I think that the implication is that, like, you were, like, endangering this person, right? Because you invited this person to the Discord server or whatever. And I don't think that is really indicative of that, right? Like,
it just goes out of the window when, like, the second I found out it was 18+, or the second I was told that, I literally didn't, like, try to argue with Falgi that this guy should get in. The first thing I did was tell Zillow he has to leave.
Sure. And it's like you weren't fighting him on it or whatever, but...
Yeah, I was just like, okay, so and then I told him he had to go. Like, I don't know where this is, like, you wanted to get a minor into an 18+ server. It's like, no, I very clearly did not, actually.
Sure.
And even that, like, the fact that Cloudy went on Lio's stream to bitch about this when it's like, that's an interesting person for you to have got on stream to bitch about that too.
Sure, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't necessarily disagree. I think that's a little crazy, but yeah. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah, if Algie wants to actually like have a conversation with me on your live stream, I'm completely down. I know you're probably gonna want to move on to something else, so I'm gonna dip out of here. But if Algie actually wants to have a conversation with me, we can do it right here, right now. I'm completely fine. But if you want to move on to something else, I can get out of your hair, man.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate your time, and yeah, I'm always happy to moderate it or whatever. Just let me know.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll see
All
you
right.
around.
Later, Gator. Have a good one.
There we go. Well, hold on. We'll let him see.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Let's
What
see
to
what
say. I
he
think this whole
says.
thing is stupid. It's like, why? I don't understand why we're attacking. I don't understand what the utility is. Like, normally, like, when this kind of shit pops off, there's, like, a utility in turning on a specific person. Like, if you turn on someone, it's like, oh, I get this, I get that. There's clout here, there's clout there. Like, there is no clout, or, like, what is the benefit? Right? Like, what is the benefit of attacking Wolfgang? Like, I don't get it. Is it just to go against the grain and say something different than everybody else? I don't get it. I do not understand it at all.
I don't know. I wouldn't agree with that, personally. I mean, there's definitely things to critique Wolfgang of. I mean, to be fair on Malcolm, he did critique the whole thing over, you know, Wolfgang deleting DMs. I think that's really fucking weird to do in a situation like this. Again, Parlo is hypocritical for, you know, having an issue with IA deleting DMs, but also it does not remove the criticism. But yeah, I think especially with this, the whole... Oh, that's just... Sorry. No, I just think that is absolutely insane. With the whole... What was it? Oh, yeah. Avalon has experience with being groomed. He would know if he's being groomed again. That's just not how that works. People are criticizing both sides here. What's he talking about? I don't know. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small little break, okay? Let me find some music, because I haven't eaten yet. And I do want to continue. I just want to have a quick snack. So let me pop my Spotify open. Okay. Let's see. We'll put this playlist on. Okay. And shuffle. Shuffle. Come on. There we go. Okay. I'll be right back, okay? Let me pop Starting Soon on. And I'll mute my stuff. Okay? I won't be long.
Tune in, is there anybody out there? I'm either screaming through the veins or to avoid of my own making.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Trying to get OBS pulled back up. Oh, that was good. Yeah, no, for Christmas, Domino's is like doing this like pepperoni hot honey pizza. Really nice. Really, really nice. Uh, you know, it's quite difficult for me to pick different new foods because of my body. You know, I have really bad acid reflux. So certain things don't sit with me very well, so I have to decide very carefully what I want to eat. So that kind of limits what I have. But yeah, it's really nice. God. But anyway, let's see. Let me pull the stream back up. Right, so you may be thinking, well, we should be going over the you know, the what was it? The Beckett stream next. But I feel like it's kind of important to explain the context of some of the stuff that's being discussed, because what ended up happening on the Beckett stream is this person called No Sleep Jerry called in. Okay, he's a mod for not Avalon. Sorry, I always get these names mixed up. He's a mod for Wolfgang. Okay, and what's interesting is, let me grab my docket. Let's see. I think what we're gonna do first is the Caramel Fang video. Is this it? Is this the right one? No, it's the Malcolm one. Let me click this. Do.
Hey everyone.
So, this came on my radar. I think Ace sent this my way. This was something that came out like 2 days ago at the time. When I saw it. And it caused me to have a little bit of a deep dive. I didn't get very far into the deep dive, I'm going to be entirely blunt. But it's to do with Internet Adjacent's past. And it's really interesting. Because he was in a drama with someone called Vexium Swift. Now, Vexium Swift... Let me pull this up. Vexium Swift. This guy...
Stop asking.
Shut up. Is a quite large channel. I mean, large in comparison to, you know, some other people. They're a furry commentator. One of the major things that people had an issue with them for is the thumbnails. Now, as you can see, I mean, I don't really need to go further down. I mean, fuck me, can I even show this? I mean, if that doesn't answer the question, I don't know what else does. They had an 18+ Twitter account. They had like an OnlyFans and stuff like that. And Wolfgang had beef with this guy. Where is it? Here we go. My response. 1 hour and 48 minutes. And it's interesting because it's all connected to this, okay? So shout out to Caramel Fang for this video. I'm probably gonna link their channel in the description. Actually, let me just do that now whilst I'm here before we get back into this and you know, everything dies down. Let me have a look. No. Okay. So, if people want to see this after this video's done, I've linked it in the description for the stream. And why the hell is that limited? Anyway. Why is it always furries? Yes, is the answer to that. But anyway.
I'm going to talk about an old friend and an old acquaintance, Wolfgang, Internet Adjacent. The reason why I'm making this video is because I got fired up from Wolfgang's response to Parlo's video. While Parlo is in the wrong, so is Wolfgang. They are both in the wrong, and there's no justifying either one of them. And this video is only about Wolfgang, and the reason why is because I'm gonna dig out some old skeletons from his closet, which didn't see the light of day in this controversy because it was more focused on Parlo and him, and I'm hoping with this, people can not forgive him and unfollow him and pretend he doesn't exist, because to me he doesn't. I did trust him, but now I don't after everything that's happened. Quick disclaimer to not harass anyone mentioned in this video. You're not doing any good if you do. You're making the problem worse, and you should just unfollow and move on. Anyway, to the video.
Is this Jerry? No, we're gonna go over Jerry in a second.
To make this clear, I genuinely don't care that him and Parlo both had a relationship. That's something that's not to my concern, because it's not my business to know any of that. It's personal and it should stay personal, so I'm not gonna bring that up. What I am gonna bring up though is this stuff.
Another very serious accusation and very false accusation is grooming. So some people, for whatever reason, are trying to push the accusation right now that I'm a groomer. Not only am I confused on where this accusation is coming from, but even the person I allegedly groomed, Avalon, is not on board with this allegation. And Parlo wasn't originally until his channel got terminated. That's right, I've been told behind the scenes that Parlo was planning on not even including this when this whole thing went public, but also that people have told him to drop this behind the scenes and he considered it, but after his channel got terminated, he just went ahead and decided to call me a pedophile or something, so yeah, now we have to respond to that. It's not just that, but there's like zero evidence for anything related to grooming in this scenario. There's zero evidence for anything related to this claim in general. As far as I've seen, this whole thing just seems to be a rumor started from Parlo. I've been friends with Avalon for a very long time, and at no point had I ever been sexual or romantic towards him, nor was he that way towards me. We were never like that. It wasn't until after he turned 18 that Avalon started coming on to me and offering the idea of a three-way between me, him, and Parlo. This is proven in the DMs from before the situation even happened. And while I was hesitant at first due to the nature of our friendship, I also thought it was just very morally ambiguous. I didn't know if this was like okay or not. Avalon said he didn't see a problem with it multiple times, so I eventually figured there was nothing wrong with it. This is not grooming, this is not pedophilia, it is so fucking far away from that. The most you can say is it's weird and reckless of me. That is literally like the deepest this can go. If I thought someone was a groomer, I wouldn't be trying to have fucking three-ways with them, Parlo. That's retarded. After Parlo made this accusation, I actually went to Avalon and others in our friend circle to genuinely figure out what the fuck is going on, to which Avalon has said that he doesn't agree with this claim or think I'm a groomer. Same with others in our circle. They also said that they've never gotten any of that, like they've never even suspected anything like that is going on, but is now using it again because Parlo has the biggest victim complex in the world. So if people don't believe I'm a rapist, because why the fuck would they? This guy's been lying out of his ass, then I have to be a pedophile. All because he's mad his channel is gone.
Now the reason why is because I have some proof here that that's not the case. So among everything I've dug up here, I was able to dig up a Guango video here where Guango specifically pulls up proof for me, so I don't have to really pull any screenshots up.
If anything, someone who admits that they struggle to understand boundaries should be even more cautious, not less. But this whole "it's not that deep" attitude completely collapses the moment Wolfgang reaches the Avalon situation, which is the part he tries the hardest to bury. Wolfgang acts like the allegation came out of thin air, but the actual timeline shows the complete opposite. Avalon was still 17 when Wolfgang was discussing a three-way with him and Parlo, and the messages prove it. The original DM where Wolfgang initiated the conversation was sent on the night of September 22nd, while Avalon was still a minor. And because Wolfgang is an American citizen, this is not just awkward. Under US federal law, the age of consent for internal
It is not just awkward, it's such a funny word to use when describing this, fucking hell.
travel is 18, regardless of the country you're flying to. You cannot travel for the purpose of activity with someone under 18, even if that person lives in a place where the local age of consent is lower. Wolfgang was openly planning a meetup with someone who was still 17 at that time. To make things worse, Wolfgang misrepresented Avalon's entire perspective. In his video, he tries to claim that Avalon denied being, but what Avalon actually said was that he does not know what to call what happened to him, not that Wolfgang is innocent. And victims not knowing the terminology for what they experienced doesn't magically erase the situation. Avalon has repeatedly told people that he feels like a victim. The only thing he was unsure about was the exact label. Wolfgang twists that confusion into a debunk, which is manipulative and deliberately misleading. The screenshots also show Wolfgang deleting messages, hiding context, and selectively presenting only the parts that make him look better. Entire chunks of the DMs from the night of the discussion disappeared, such as messages that were sent at 10 o'clock that were removed later on. Avalon himself had to repost screenshots of Wolfgang forwarding messages to him while he was still 17, only for Wolfgang to delete those same messages afterward. Wolfgang also continued conversations days later. Avalon was still repeating things Wolfgang said to him on call.
Why is this drama all over my Rex? Yeah. It's... How do I even explain it? Big... You know, Parlo's quite a big Roblox creator. Again, it's quite a small amount of people in that circle, so a lot of them get quite large. Also, some of the aspects are quite ridiculous. I mean, one of the main aspects of the situation is a dildo called fucking hell. I'm reading messages and also getting confused. Fucking hell. A dildo called Cinderella. It's absolutely insane. Both people were lying on in different aspects throughout the entire situation. Guamgo, I don't trust. Avalon, not Avalon, sorry. Avalon, I don't trust. I've already explained why, because, you know. But anyway, Wolfgang lied. Parlo lied. It's insane. It's all I can really say about it. Yeah. There's a lot of different streams going over it. That's why I'm trying to catch up. I have so much catch up to do with this. But I've been trying to go over everything of importance these last 2 days. So yeah. I only know Wolfgang, but wait, what the fuck was that dildo's name? Cinderella. It was called Cinderella. But yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I did say Cinderella. It's dissolved from was it a sexual assault between did the slipper fit? Nice. The original situation was what did Wolfgang sexually assault Parlo? It's now gone into grooming claims. And now it's gone into a bunch of other stuff. It's insane. It's insane. I'm probably not gonna get and again, and this is I'm probably not gonna get through everything tonight, just so everyone's aware. This probably is gonna be a three-parter, because fuck me, I guess. But it depends on how far we go with the Beckett stuff, or how long I plan on streaming tonight, or if my streaming software can handle it. But yeah, without further ado, let's keep going.
Including comments about roles and needing a third participant. All of this happened before Avalon had even turned 18. Wolfgang also asked Avalon if he could use a persona Avalon designed in order to commission artwork. These are not the actions of someone who thought Avalon...
I vaguely knew that IA was involved with some crap, but Jesus. Yeah, so, yeah, like, IA has, like, a furry past, is basically what the rabbit hole is now, at the end of this drama, with some person called Vexium Swift. It's interesting, because I know, I'm sure a lot of you probably know that I'm normally on K-Huck stream a lot, whenever that happens to be, and, I was talking with, IA that one time, with the Tactical Templar stuff, and then this stuff happens, like, immediately after, I'm informed that, like, hey, don't trust IA, so, that was interesting.
Avalon was an adult. These are the actions of someone who knew exactly what he was doing and hoped nobody would ever see the messages. All of this directly contradicts Wolfgang's claim that the three-way idea only started after Avalon turned 18.
That is very concerning, Wolfgang. That's not what Avalon was saying whatsoever. But apparently Wolfgang did know what to call it and misinterpreted that to the point where he's saying that Yellow's defending me, so it's fine. It's not fine. The reason why it's not fine is because when you are groomed, you usually never know you have been groomed or not, because it's a tough thing to something that you can't really process that quickly. And among that, I wanted to dig this one out the closet because I don't see anyone talking about this one right now. This specific screenshot here is from the Internet Cafe. Thanks.
And we're gonna go right over this absolute mess. Now, I can't really... I guess I'm gonna have to full screen. You guys are not gonna be able to see chat very well, but I'm gonna read some of these messages, okay? Now, this is a screenshot from Vexium Swift's video, and I'm sorry that your eyes are probably burning right now, considering what has been censored. Just to be clear, these images weren't censored by IA. You're debating Tactical Templar tomorrow, what? Over what? Like religion? Or just his takes in general? That's fucking hilarious. Also, Templar won this situation, by the way. He didn't even do anything. Oh, God. But also, I might as well say it, I haven't said it this stream. If you guys are liking the stream, okay? There's only 14 likes on the stream, okay? So make sure to like and subscribe, okay? We now, as many of you have seen, if you remember, you get cool little emojis, okay? And we have the community Discord server linked in the pinned thing, okay? So yeah, we're gonna read these, because fuck me. This is Wolfgang's server, by the way. And he states there is, second rule is, and this has never been edited, by the way, no porn and suggestive is allowed. Someone says, if there's NSFW on the server, then it has to be 18+. Why is it 16+ and not 18 though? Okay, next screenshot. Snoozy says, I'm just saying in a server full of minors, not the best idea. Wolfgang says, my server is not full of minors, I advertise it as such. When have I ever said minors are welcome? There's literally an age requirement to enter. Snoozy, I thought it was 16+. Wolfgang, yeah. Snoozy, yeah, you still got the 16s and the 17s. Wolfgang, 18+ is for a server that would post actual porn. Snoozy says, I'm just saying be careful, some people might try to use that against you. We also have, oh, excuse me, Wolfgang posting this in the drama chat. And by the way, this was just full on, everything is shown here. By the way, I've had the unfortunate experience of seeing this image without the censoring. This has been put in the art chat. I'll spoiler it, but here's the femboy Hooters image. Oh fuck, why is that working like that? Wolfgang says, I don't think any of the commissions I have gotten ended up on there, to be honest. I don't know what that message is, it's too blurry. Can I increase the quality? Please? No, it's locked at 480p. Nice one. Wolfgang says, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans and post every NSFW commission I get on it. Some person called Gerald in 2024 posts POV, you turned into a femboy from a prostate exam. Nice. Gerald says, as an ex-perfectional femboy trader, I'll keep an ear out. Wolfgang says, I think my limit is about 180 pounds. Gerald, what height? Wolfgang, oh, I don't care about height. Someone else says, I only have serious standards. Gerald says, I like 8 foot, 180 is different from 5'5", 180. I don't know what that message is there, but we're probably going to look at the video when we see it. Someone says, let's exchange the media to each other like they're Pokemon cards. Wolfgang says, bet. Someone says, I'm listening. Someone else says, I kind of makes me uncomfortable. Is everyone really 18 and above here? I really hope so. Someone else says, I'm illegal. Someone says, do you want femboys? And then Wolfgang says, any gender, if they're cute, they're cute. Hell, y'all ain't know, but I've been talking to a dude these past couple of days. I'm kind of picky on weight. But basically, what this is proving is, and this is Wolfgang's server, Internet Cafe. Apparently, the age of people allowed on the server will flip-flop a lot between 16 and 18 plus. And obviously, there's pornography shown inside of the server. I'm going to keep watching this video, and then I'll make my points at the end. Is this type Jack Skellington? Probably. Kikan, thank you, Kikan the Swede, for the 20 Swedish krona. Like the stream to definitely get into heaven. Oh my god. Yeah, true.
To Vexium Swiss video, which I'm not going to say Vexium's a fully trusted source, because he's probably not, but I will say that there's a lot of other evidence online that corroborates this exact piece of evidence right here.
Oh my god, can I please
get... tweets at Anthrocon, I don't really know what to think about that situation with the SA stuff. I don't know why a 17-year-old had to be present in that Discord call, and I don't know why you took down your videos on them, or...
Again, these are the videos that he did have on it. These are unlisted, by the way. I'm not really going to go into the, I don't really plan on going into the Anthrocon, like these derail, but yeah. It's very interesting. But yeah.
Now, but boy, I wish I would have set you up with some random trans girl. Bit strange for you.
Oh, sorry, I'm going to slow this down. But, let's see. Someone, Susie says, why Wolf horny on main? And Wolfgang, I don't know, I got bored. Bored meat beating. I'm just saying be careful. Wolfgang says, what do you mean? I'm confused by what y'all mean horny on main. Snoozy, just like sudden sexual content in the middle of general chat. Wolfgang says, you want to see a sneak peek of the lyrics for a song I'm writing on? And he says, cause he's a wolf boy chew toy, bring him home, make some noise. Starting slow, let's frot, speed it up, take the knot. Shakespearean. Absolutely standing ovation. Fucking hell.
You to be talking about that in your... I'm just going to let Jerry explain what that service...
And this is Jerry, I think. No, Gerald. Might be a different person. I'm extremely sleep deprived, slightly drunk and obsessed with cute femboy twinks. Y'all best stop before I slide into one of y'all's DMs. This is a threat.
It's filled with.
In a server full of minors, Wolfgang server.
Good that you're using prep and you're telling everyone in your server, regardless of their ages, about it. Does that mean...
Yeah, what does one require prep? And for those who don't know, for whatever fucking reason, prep obviously refers to when a guy and a guy want to do stuff with one another.
Of minors, Wolfgang server.
Good that you're using prep and you're telling everyone in your server, regardless of their ages, about it. Does that mean that Wolfgang posting actual corn artwork in the multiple text channels that one in your server, regardless of their ages, about it? Does that mean that Wolfgang...
Yeah, and these are the images. Yeah.
Posting actual corn artwork?
Not the ages, sorry. Yep, this is just uncensored pornography.
In the multiple text channels that Zillow, who was a minor and an admin at the time of...
And here's where Zillow comes into play. Also known as Avalon. Avalon was a moderator for this server when he was 16 years old. Great.
Recording this, who's had access to this for years, is in the right for posting that kind of stuff instead. Like, I was just posting my YouTube link, so I'm recording this, who's had access to this for years, is in the right for...
I'm a little bit hypocritical because it's 2:30 for me, but it's a Sunday and I get to I get to indulge, and I'm 16. I have no responsibilities. You do. Oh wait, sorry. Let me read this. Yeah, someone replying to him saying, "I'm gonna start an OnlyFans and posting SW commissions on it." He says, "Bruh, no, no, sorry, man. I'm gonna have to put my foot down. I'm telling you, no. I'm literally being a little bit hypocritical because it's 2:30 for me. It's a Sunday. I get to indulge. I'm 16."
Posting that kind of stuff instead. Like, I was just posting my YouTube links in the self-promo section. But, you know, my bad. I guess I didn't read the rules on no corn despite suggestive stuff being allowed, or missed the multiple times that this public server has suddenly switched from 18 plus no minors to 16 plus no corn over the years. Yet there's at least Crypt, FFX, and Zillow in that server who are both believed to be minors, as they both stated that there were 16 in my video back in April 2024. But Crypt was a minor, in fact, during that time. Yet from my knowledge, there's never been any ID verification implemented on that server, and even the server members have expressed concern and confusion. But
let me have a look.
From my knowledge, there's never been any ID verification implemented on that server, and even the server
yeah, 18, yeah, we've read these.
Members have expressed concern and confusion, but you know, my bad for posting my YouTube video links at the time. My point here is, if one of my staff members can easily find 18 plus artwork posted by Wolfgang within a few minutes, and the channels themselves don't have any age gain on them either, and with the fact that Zillow is in that server currently at the time of recording this, and if Wolfgang has claimed multiple times that there's no minors in that server at the time of recording this, then why did Wolfgang ever criticize me before when he arguably hasn't made any changes, whereas I did? Nowhere in the announcements or the rules section does it state that the server is 18 plus either, and as you can see, the rules section has not been updated since 2023. But I guess now we know the real reason as to why Wolf posted his general chat back on July 28th, 2025. Although some uncensored pornography still remains currently in the hashtag drama section, which anyone can still currently view.
It's concerning. Once again, this is not a single time thing either. But also, he was around it too when this also popped up as well. When you watched other people in this group chat have some type of conversation that shouldn't be had around minors. That's something that shouldn't happen at all. And you just sat there and watched. You didn't say anything.
Yep. We're gonna read this screenshot. By the way, this is a section from Vexium's video. This is Avalon, by the way. Vexium has Avalon speak in his video talking about all of this. And this is a group chat called Urinary Tract Infection. You have Vexium saying, "I'm in bed, text me instead." Lab says, "I wanted to smell your musk." Wolfgang says, "I'm playing zombies." Lab says, "Still join, I miss my boyfriend." Vexium says, "There are kids in here, Lab." Luna says, "There's no cork like Norse cork. Slip my sword into a sheath. Kisses." Vexium says, "There are minors in here, bruh." And Wolfgang is clearly in this group chat. Yennefer, you must cover the new allegations against me. People are going to say I have too many Transformers/Gundams. This is clearly slander and must be rebutted. I mean, you have an entire room where they're just stuffed to the brim with them in it, buddy. So, yeah.
Have some type of conversation that shouldn't be had around minors. That's something that shouldn't happen at all. And you just sat there and watched. You didn't say anything about it. And the only time you did say something about it was once Vexium made their video on it. And I find it even weirder, you suicide baited numerous times on that server and in people's DMs.
It's funny that you mention that, because how many times have you started baiting in my DMs and other people's DMs and in your own server filled with minors?
Yep. And this is the general chat currently fondling a knife. Shank me, daddy. Wolfgang says, "Rubbing it along my skin." It happened, it finally happened. What? I'm trying to cut myself. Stop it, don't. Put the knife down, Wolf. Cutting yourself over a stupid drama. Sigh.
That kind of messed me up a little bit.
And I wanted to bring this clip in here because this video was
In a server full of minors, he is suicide baiting. Nice.
posted on the 27th of September.
It's a closet, not a room. Where is your research commentator? Your room is absolutely stuffed, buddy. Your room is absolutely fucking stuffed. You have a large closet, okay? I have seen it. You have a room for you. Is basically a room at this point.
And if it was at the time of recording, that means Zilla was still 17. There's an issue, Wolfgang. I don't think you noticed that. There's an issue, quite clearly. You have done stuff around minors and with minors. It's no questions asked. And I'm finding it disgusting that someone that I used to trust is painting someone else as the person that's done all of it, when they also had some wrongdoing in it as well. That's all I really have to say, because this completely destroys Wolfgang's entire angle that he's been playing of, I've done no wrongdoing with any minors whatsoever, and everything stayed strictly to 18. Even if you waited till he was 18, you still waited, meaning that you were attracted to this specific person while they were still underage, until they turned 18, where you then got with them. Something that I'm noticing that you might have other skeletons sitting in your closet hasn't been revealed to the light yet, and that's the scary part. I don't know what else you've been doing, and that makes it all the more scary that you've done something worse. So that's all I wanted to say for this, and one last message to Wolfgang, because, you know, I used to know you and all. Screw you. I thought you were better. Thank you.
I refused to reach out to Wolfgang after everything. Last time I reached out for a statement was the 27th of September. Attempted to reach Avalon on the 27th of September to no response as well. Okay. I reached out to a couple of others, to Wolfgang, and no response. Okay. shout out to Caramel, fuck, why can't I say that word? Caramel Fang. There we go. For this, okay. I don't think many people would have really known about this if it wasn't for this video. At least not me. So I think the next thing is to go over, I think it's Jerry. I think it's Jerry time. So, interestingly enough, Jerry did a video talking about Vexium Swift. We're going to go over this. I'm very curious just to see everyone's side on this, and then I'll show some of the stuff that had happened.
Content creator who mostly makes furry struggles videos. However, he also produces adult videos for the OnlyFans platform, which he has gained notable notoriety for, having 100,000 followers on Twitter. This is not someone that can just be ignored. He has a lot of relevancy, and with that inherently comes a large amount of, quote, power, and Vexium Swift is more than willing and does use this power and influence for his own personal gain.
Now, a thing I'm going to actually have to do here, I don't remember something in particular with this. I'm going to throw my censor screen over just to be sure. But yeah, if there's screenshots that come up on screen, I'll take it off. But yeah, I'll explain why.
Original video covering Vexium Swift is still up. Please watch it because that has more than enough to prove how disgusting of a human being Vex is, including that he likes feral, he manipulates and grooms people that are somehow beneath him that he can use his power and influence over to get them to do his bidding, as well as a lot of disgusting stuff Vex has said on recording himself, and overall just covers most of the serious accusations against Vexium Swift. And frankly, with the amount of evidence there is to them, they're not really just accusations. But before we go forward with the video, let's give a quick life update to Vexium. Vexium Swift, since the previous video, allegedly scammed children out of a lot of money, which we'll get into shortly, had his wife cheat on him, then leave him, forcing him to move back in with his father at 30 or 31, where he allegedly made OnlyFans videos of himself alone in his father's living room. Then he moved in with another OnlyFans model in a relationship, while this other OnlyFans model has a boyfriend. And, Vexium Feral update, he was caught following another feral creator on Twitter. Well, with that being said, let's get on to the actual video. To start out the video, we have an interview that I'm going to be using a couple of points of. Firstly is the main point of the interview, and that was that Vexium was sent a computer with the expectation, allegedly, for Vexium to send...
Okay, I don't care about the computer point. I don't care about the computer point. There was a whole thing of, like, Vexium apparently was meant to just receive some sort of, like, graphics information and refund.
claim that there was an understanding that Vexium, the computer that was sent to Vexium...
Current rig.
About me, I won't talk.
I don't care, I don't care.
Okay.
You've been PC point.
Speaking of ex-friends of Vexium, he decides to stalk and follow.
Didn't you dox Fresco?
Fresco's a piece of shit. If he did get doxxed, I wouldn't fucking care. I want that fucker dead on the streets. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Vexium has previously associated with people such as Sappho's ex-partner and a lot of other people that I don't really have as much, if any, information on, really.
Okay,
Mainly because, again, the only sources are Vexium Swift, and again, Vexium deleted a lot of their tweets. There's not very much information out there on these people, and what I can gather isn't enough to get a full story. But Fresco is a funny exception to this because Vexium Swift openly and proudly talked about how shitty of a person Fresco was.
I'd dox him, but I'd send that information to the fucking police. And he also makes rape. He also admitted to making rape and pedo jokes, and also made a joke saying that there's going to be kids sitting next to him. He's going to have to control himself and shit.
After almost definitely telling Fresco a line, something along the lines of this.
Well, like I said before, like, if you don't want to be friends, I'll keep your name out of my mouth, and you'll do the same, right?
I say this because I can personally confirm that Vexium Swift has said this to every single member of his immediate previous 2 friend groups that he's just kind of burned. He says this to everyone he breaks off with. And as I will show shortly, this is almost never true because he continues to talk about these individuals and smear them, shit talk them, as well as continuing to stalk them on any social media they might have to make sure they're not saying anything about the big Vexium Swift.
Who are we talking about?
Fresco.
And no, he never shared. Fire just asked if you doxed Fresco. No, you didn't. You only had his like info, and he only so that you could make a police report.
Vexium Swift never filed any sort of report against Fresco legally or officially. When me and Fire asked for Fresco's information, which Vexium bragged about having to be able to file reports through Interpol or through the whatever channels might be, Vexium utterly just told us that he'd think about it and never provided any information with us. And that's something funny about Vexium. He associates with a lot of scumbags and then refuses to do anything against them unless they do something against Vexium Swift personally, which we'll get onto shortly.
Which I still think you should.
I reverse password searched his alt account, which I knew it was him because of the way he spoke. I do have the power to get his job terminated because he committed so many crimes against me.
Vexium repeatedly makes this claim and has said it privately, unfortunately lost the time, that he can just, I'll call up his work if he ever says anything about me again. He says that, and he isn't saying it in a, I will report him way, he's saying it in a, if he fucks with me, I'll ruin his life type of way. And he does this with a lot of people that have done questionable stuff. A great example is another alleged pedo Vexium Swift was, by his own alleged, previously friends with.
My friend, who I trusted, who I was going to meet up with in London because they weren't that far from me, groomed a 15-year-old behind my back. It absolutely fucking... there was no conversation to be had. I made a post about it. They were gone. I gave their docs away. I doxed them, okay? Because that is a fucking pedophile. That is a fucking pedophile.
As a wise man once said, birds of a feather often flock together.
And you know what's crazy? My friend visited them in hospital. When they were rushed to hospital, my friend threatened them in real life and said, if you ever come back to this fandom and Vex finds you, he is going to come and visit you in Wembley, okay? Visit your mum and dad's restaurant, book a table, and have a fucking conversation.
Allegedly, according to Vexium and Blazenout, he is a sexual predator, and they are doing nothing about it, instead opting to hold this as blackmail so he doesn't come back to the furry community, which I think is very, very questionable, because from how Vexium made it sound, there's no police report, nothing like that. Now, while there totally could be, the fact that Vexium is threatening to tell this person's parents about what he did to that alleged child, it would suggest to me that this isn't a legal situation, because if it was a legal situation, almost definitely the parents would know. I mean, I feel like my parents would know if I got incarcerated for or was being investigated for that sort of stuff, and it really feels to me like this is something that is known about by Vexium's friend group, is known about, is not a legal thing, and Vexium has not and will never report this to the police because he has this ability to hold it over them. Later, on another interview, Vexium decides to say some straight up fucking Homelander shit against someone that apparently used to be a friend or perhaps threatened him.
I mean, if you think it's weird, then report Vex to the police. I don't know what to tell you.
Go for it.
It's not a crime, it's just fucking weird.
The last person, who was called Brad Banner, who thought he was a big man, I said, go for it. I said, you want to threaten me at a convention, we'll go down that route.
I never threatened you.
I said, but after the police are done with what they're doing, I will sue you for everything you owe, every single pizza box in your apartment. I will ruin your life.
It's clear, because like this is delusional. Vexium Swift cannot afford any sort of lawsuit. I mean, after his wife divorced him, he had to move in with his own father. Vexium Swift is not out here fucking going to court, and it's very clear that he's saying these types of things because that's what he wants the reality to be, like he's some big scary bad man, but he's really not. That's why he talks so fancifully about him harassing his ex-friends, that while yes, they did do bad things, the actual reason that he is doing anything is because they've wronged him in some way. Again, he's not doing this because of the bad things he's done, as shown by him not going to the police with the facts of what these people have done. He just does it when they do something against him, and that's why he's doing it. Now, the next point I'm going to make is something that I think is very interesting. Vexium will say something like this.
I just want peace. I generally just want to make my videos and move on, okay?
Immediately after saying some shit like this.
I feel like I can't be friends with someone unless I can ruin them if they ever try to ruin me.
Vexium is a very...
Yeah. So, again, Vexium, he's a tricky one, okay? I haven't done the full look into him, okay? It definitely seems like, you know, it seems to be a trend with the people around this drama, or like people who have touched been involved with IA or Parlo, where they can't trust anyone unless they feel like they can stab them in the back later, which is insane to have to, you know, feel like you have to do that. I definitely would say the whole thing with like the doxing thing, yeah, it should be filled out to the police, but yeah.
Narcissistic, manipulative individual that is more than happy to use his power and influence and anything he might have to ruin and destroy people he simply doesn't like. And while this might apply to pedos, remember, it's not because they're pedos. It's simply because they came back to the fandom, as I said in the previous example, or they talked about Vexium. He's never outing them and doing anything like that because of what they've done. Vex is doing it because of what they've done to him, and using the fucked up shit that they've done as a basis to justify why Vex is allowed to do the things he is doing to these people.
I just had a lightning bulb emoji moment. Who brought up me doxing Fresco or something? You know, Fresco told me where his ex's nan lives, all because he was owed money, right?
Once again, Vexium will never call these people out for what they've done, just to do it. He always has to have an ulterior motive to doing so, because, well, why would I talk about a scumbag that I know that is a content creator that is respected and has fans and like people look up to and like support? Why would I out them and call them out when I could use that as leverage to get them to not call me out for the scummy shit I'm doing? Keep in mind, none of this would have been made public if Fire didn't call out Vexium, and Vexium in some way thought that bringing this up about like, oh, I might be bad, but these other people are also bad. None of this would have been made public or made in any way publicly known by Vexium or anyone for that matter.
I don't usually wish death on anyone, even if they're like a complete piece of shit, but there are exceptions. Yeah. Fresco is easily one of those exceptions.
Yeah, especially when you brag about leaking a 16-year-old's porn.
Now, little known Jerry lore, young Jerry, 17-year-old Jerry, was a little bit of a fan of Vexium, to the point of where I had joined his community. Now, again, I didn't really log anything, so I literally have nothing from this time. Like, I genuinely don't have anything. I can prove that at the time I was around Vexium by this one DM with Reaver, who is still to this day a Vexium friend. But besides this, I don't think I have any proof that I was even there, but I was there. I do remember, call this testimony, whatever. But I do know for a fact, Vexium and his at-the-time friend, Fresco, this was like 2 years ago, openly joked about this. This is not something Vexium uncovered. This is not something Vexium was uncomfortable with. This was posted in the side VC chat. I saw this like 2 years ago when it was actually going down. Vexium didn't have a problem with it then. He only starts having, calling it out as an issue when it can kind of get him off the hook for something. In this case, it was harassing Fresco.
Yeah, you remember the whole leaking Corks' porn? Everyone thought Vex did it. Nope, that was Fresco.
The only reason I thought Lab should put that in the video is because, remember, Corks slandered me as a pedo, right?
Remember, at this time, Corks was either 16 or barely 17. So again, this 30-year-old man beefing with literal children over accusations that are just like there's no reason for Vexium to be getting so personally directly involved in this. All Vexium would have had to do to debunk all this was release a public statement denying it if it wasn't true and move on. The issue is twofold. Firstly, a lot of what people criticize Vex for is genuine shit that he's done on record. And the second issue is that Vexium has a massive ego and he can't handle someone having an opinion of him that's terrible, that he's some disgusting person, even if that might be true, and having that publicly and having that just stand. And Vexium needs to like ruin anyone that would make the public statement that he's a bad person.
I wanted to prove that Corks was a hypocrite, and I was the only one in that group chat that said, guys, why are we censoring the adults' names that are in those logs? And you know what? It caused so much tension. And I never understood until Fresco screwed me over for the last time when he slivered away and didn't promote Lab's video and then lied in their little statement that got 2 likes.
One thing Vexium is amazing with is every single person that calls him out, he seems to have some sort of ability to ruin their reputation. And that stood completely true until it was, well, frankly, me and Fire and we were essentially unknowns to Vexium. Vexium didn't have anything he could shift the blame to, and if you'll notice in these interviews, he's never responding to the allegations against him. Instead, he's calling out someone else in response. Now, in this next part, Vexium Swift confirms by accident that he stores people's IDs. He doesn't delete them.
That's a really bad idea because all these 3,000 IDs that I've got, that means nothing. If I open up my server, then me doing my quality checks and stuff, even if people submit a fake ID, at the end of the day, they've lied to me twice.
I don't care about your guys' servers.
The difference is,
Why do you have
this
all
is
IDs still? You're supposed to delete them.
Now, when you have a Discord server that has IDs for ID verification, you're supposed to get them, verify them, then delete them. And
Yeah,
given Vexium Swift's history of like doxing and harassing people that he determines has wronged him, the fact that he's holding on to these IDs, the 3,000 IDs he claims in mind, this was about like half a year ago, probably more. It really is a scary idea if you in any way decide to slight him. You might just fully drop your docs. And you know, it really is a fucked up thing that, I mean, again, Vexium is the exact type of person to threaten and hold your docs over your head to force you to do shit. And I just honestly hate the fact that he is storing everyone's IDs. Like, that's such a creepy, weird thing to do.
You called me a zoo for blocking you on my porn account. I blocked you because I don't feel comfortable with people like you.
For blocking you. I called
Never beaten the zoo. Never beaten the zoophile accusations.
Yes. Did I lie about the fact that he liked 2 posts on a bestiality content creators?
That doesn't make someone a zoophile. That doesn't make someone a zoophile. It was a black woman, okay? Black woman, yeah, on a video. That was it. There was no dog getting fucked.
There was a single caption that said, I purchased a dog dildo, but it didn't feel like the real thing. And to clarify, Vexium liked 2 posts from the same creator in a short period of time, meaning that he clicked through this person's profile to get it. This didn't just show up on his timeline.
All right? None of that.
Proof,
and their account changed. They had
verification.
Okay. Verification can mean anything. Verification for a parking ticket? Okay. It can mean anything.
The verification video being referred to is the verification video to verify this person is the actual owner of the Twitter account, which Vexium shows knowledge of later, explaining why his wife had to make a verification post, because there's a lot of, when it comes to OnlyFans models, apparently, people will just pretend to be you. So having that post that says, oh, this Twitter account is real, and then having it written on the paper, that is needed. Vexium explained this, and he clearly understands what this is, and this is just a childish tangent that Vex thinks he has a point on, but he really just doesn't.
Verification that they're even a real account? If you actually knew the porn industry, shut up. If you actually knew anything and made any money in the porn industry, you'd know what verification is.
It really doesn't feel like the real thing. You like that post.
Do you really think I have time to read a caption?
Yes, it takes 2 fucking seconds, man.
It does not take 2 seconds to read a caption.
Now, while it may take Blazing about a minute to read a single caption, the average human being can read a caption in about 2 seconds. So, yes, it does take about 2 seconds.
What?
And then I get accused by someone who, for whatever reason, went through the likes on that zoophilia tweet. I wonder why they did that. I wonder how they found it when we went into mutuals.
Vexium Swift uses shifting the blame to make himself look innocent. You know, this is something Vexium does a lot. Just because someone else that is calling you out is guilty doesn't make you innocent, Vexium. That just means the person that calls you out is guilty of something. It in no way makes you any more innocent or any more of a good person for calling them out.
She probably, if anyone,
why is she? So she doesn't call out anyone else. She calls out. I don't want to say that. You know, I'll find out anyway.
Vexium, what do you mean by that? I'll find out anyway. That is the weirdest shit. That is one of the things, like, Vexium's general weirdness. You just can't put a finger on it, but, like, what the fuck does that mean? That is such a weird thing to say.
But, like, it's funny how they go through the likes and only call me out, because I make YouTube videos. If I had 5 followers, there'll be no posts. It's all clout. It's all, I'm sorry, but it's clout.
Yes, because you are a public person. You are a well-known, well-respected individual that people look up to. And when it turns out you're liking bestiality creators posting about that type of shit, yeah, it's like, whoa, what the fuck? This guy that all of my friends watch is into that shit? That's gross. And it makes, you know, it's more relevant than a random person doing it, mainly because you are a public person. Like, people know your name, and it makes the overall community look bad, and you're the people are going to recognize. People don't know a random-ass Joe Schmo. So that's the end of the video, and I'd just like to end this off by saying this is really a cautionary tale, because every last thing that got outed about Vexium Swift, 40 minutes of content, would not be publicly known, and would most definitely not be commonly known if it wasn't for Vexium himself publicizing almost all this, or creating all of this content against himself. Remember, only reason that I was brought onto this, and again, I am the reason that Fire was brought onto this, I directly led to the breakdown between his previous friend group involving Wolfgang. Only reason I was brought onto this was because Vexium himself was a schizo and posted about it on Twitter, brought all the drama into his community. It is frankly a miracle that any of this did become public, and it really just scares me because you don't know what you don't know about your favorite creators, and it really sets a standard of narcissism and just controlling and just abuse of your power when people like Vexium Swift could have gotten off, and I
Now, the interesting thing about all of this, right, as it had said previously, Vexium was friends with Wolfgang before all of this had kicked off. Now, interestingly, Wolfgang had made a video defending Vexium. If you check Wolfgang's channel, he has 2 videos up going after Vexium. He claims that he was coerced into making those defenses. But, funnily enough, I have the transcript. So, again, you can take this with a bit of a grain of salt, okay? I don't have the video, unfortunately, but I do have the transcript. Now, let me grab this. Where did I put it? I really should have prepared this in preparation, but I am a bit of an idiot. Where is it? I'm not going to go through the whole transcript. I'm just going to go through the part that disproves the claim. Where is it? D-Weasel. Let's see. Let me re-download it because it's being gay. And we're going to pull this up. There is it. There it is. Come here. So, we might I'm not sure which one to do first, to be honest. I'm not sure if we just go through Vexium's full-on video, because it is very long, or we go to the Beckett stuff. I'm actually gonna put a poll in. Hold on. What would you guys like first? Because again, it is a long video for the Vexium stuff. It is interesting. It does include a lot of the screenshots we have seen already. But I will have to throw on the filter for some of it, because there's a specific part of it I really don't feel comfortable showing on the platform. Or in general. Just because of my standards. Let me find it. What am I looking for? Yeah, sorry, I had a brain fart. Ugh. Let's see. Do. Engage. Poll. Come on. Okay. Remove that. Okay. Come on, lurkers. Wakey, wakey. I need you to decide, okay? What we're gonna go over first, okay? Come on, lurkers. Come on. Wakey, wakey, wakey. I need a decision. I won't leave this running for too long. But either way, I have the transcript because it was able to be mined off of, like, YouTube data, I think, by someone else. Magically. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because you can't really tell if, you know, it would be a bit bad faith for me to do it this way, right? Because, you know, it could be a clip that he's playing. It could not just be, you know, what IA is saying. So, but I'm going to quickly point this out. And this will be important to remember if we are doing the Vexium video first. Okay? Now, before this video begins, and also take what I'm doing with a grain of salt, okay? I understand this is just a text document, right? This could just be, you know, me pulling it out of my ass, but, you know, I would kind of like to hope that there's a bit of, you know, good faith with that, with me showing this, okay? But yeah, because this is a massive thing of just the from the metadata. I'm morally ambiguous, Faith. Nice. Here we go. Now, before this video begins, let me just be clear by saying it is not an attack on anyone mentioned in this video. This video is made purely to correct the record that I myself had contributed to tarnishing, you know, which is pretty cringe now before you immediately come to any claims or anything. I encourage you to watch the video in its entirety. I was skeptical to listen to Vex at first too, but I think it's only fair to hear his side out. I think I and many others spread blatantly false info wherever it be. We choose to ignore evidence, or we simply didn't like Vex. A lot of people have lied. I want to make it known because I can already predict people will speculate on why I made this video, despite, you know, ruthless to Vex in the past. No, I am not being manipulated into making this video. I am doing it on my own free will. I was not paid off or anything like that. I know this video is probably only going to blank. And if anything, we'll have a lot of people either drop me or come after me because I'm defending someone who isn't exactly in the limelight right now. Okay? Again, I might have to reread this, depending on if we even get back to this point. But yeah, that is the transcript. I don't have access to the full video. I wouldn't feel comfortable going through the whole video, you know, going over just the transcript, because, you know, it could just not be, it could not be IA speaking. It could be just a random audio clip. As you heard from the broken English, that was just ripped from the YouTube's transcript. So it's not too much I can do with that, if that makes sense. I think people have decided on the Beckett stream first. So, ending the poll. Beckett wins again. Okay. Let me close a bunch of other stuff because it's taking up my storage. I need to grab the Beckett stream because I didn't grab it before, I think. Did I? I did not, because I'm an idiot. Coping and seething. Let's see. Fucking 6-hour stream. Holy crap. Let me get this pulled up, and let me go to where we need to. I don't need the rundown from Dickers. We already know we've done everything. I know it's not on my screen just yet, but we're gonna go through this, okay?
Okay.
Let me go to get the goat in, okay? We'll get Jerry in here. Fumbling? Yeah, buddy? Okay. Awesome stuff. Okay, here we go.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Stop copy me, Beckett.
Context. Where am I on the stream? I haven't been watching it. Is there any pretext or anything I should know or anything like that?
Well, I mean, I don't know, buddy. I mean, I haven't said much about you. I don't know who the hell you are.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm no sleep, Jerry. I've been long-term friends with basically everyone except for Parlo involved.
Yes, Ace. What? What? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done, Ace? Why do you hate me? Why are you running again?
I was previously Wolf's editor, and I've known them all. I've known Wolf for like 2 years. I've known Zillow for like over a year and their crew.
Okay.
I guess you and I haven't
Dickens,
got a chance to actually speak through a lot of this. So, thoughts? What do you think about the fucking allegations? What do you think about the situation? I think
Welcome back, Ivy.
it seems like you're currently trying to, I mean, let's be real, like edge out internet Jason, right?
Well, I'm gonna
He's
be
going to move
genuine.
away from the internet in general. He's got like a 20k channel that's kind of going to absolutely fucking nothing while he's going to retire. Maybe it seems as though you're trying to help rehabilitate internet Jason's image to a certain
I'm gonna be
degree, or
real.
at the very least the brand, to then like take it over at some point.
What he wants me to do is he wants me to take over the channel. He's made me manager and all that. I'm very hesitant to do that, mainly because until I actually have complete ownership of any sort of channel and anything realized like that, it's very difficult for me to be comfortable trying to represent his brand and all that. And equally speaking, like I've been talking to him, I've been trying to get him to come on a stream and just be like, yo, this is what I fucked up, this is what I didn't. Because I've looked and because I've seen him previously with the AC situation previously, right? The actual facts of the situation, even
But that's
like
what
what was
Anthrocon,
alleged.
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm mentioning.
AC,
But
Anthrocon, yeah.
yeah. It was the facts of the situation where the allegations were very, very overblown. The terms used were incorrect. It was just stupid, right? But the guy does not know how to respond to any sort of situation where he's under any amount of pressure. And it's very difficult to work with him. And equally speaking, because like I mentioned, like I think I contacted you last like Friday, and it's taken like 4 days because I've been trying to talk with him and get him, to talk on this. It's very difficult, especially because I work a 40-hour work week as well. But what I can confidently say is I feel like with this situation, it's something similar. The big difference I would say is mainly like Wolf is very bad at representing himself to the point where like you mentioned, he'll lie about stuff that he doesn't even need to lie about. And I don't understand.
I mean,
why.
so you accept the fact that Wolfgang has lied about stuff involving this story, like, okay.
It's been proven. I mean, like he'll say one thing, right? And this is something that I haven't brought up. He'll say one thing, and then there'll be evidence that counters what he says, and he'll walk back his statement. He'll flat deny, right? Equally speaking, though, because like that's what he did in the previous situation, and it made him look almost worse than he actually was.
So what was the
in the
previous
Anthro-
situ- yeah, like walk us through the Anthrocon stuff, because all I'm hearing is he was pushy with like furries and it
So
involved.
there was this guy. Oh, I mean, this person, like I'm be iffy with names because the guy literally sent a legally binding cease and assist to Wolfgang after the situation to stop him from talking about it online. Like there is a legally binding cease and assist I've seen with my own eyes. I'm not going to mention the names, but I'm just going to say the alleged, and I'm putting finger quotes because realistically the situation was not that deep.
Okay.
The alleged victim of the
Just
situation.
real quick about the NDA, right? That's kind of like that's totally bullshit by this point. Wolfgang apparently agreed to take down the videos during that time. He hasn't privated them. He's unlisted them. All the tweets of him talking about the stuff, linking to the video is still up. He's been sharing this response to people in private. He's still disseminating these claims. So the NDA is kind of null and void by this point. Whatever damage has been done has been done.
The main threat, though, and the reason I'm being iffy about it, and I totally agree with what you're saying, is the person allegedly comes from a very rich family, and is that like I'm not trying to catch any sort of legal. You feel me? Because like even though I totally see what you're saying, but like the image I got is he comes from a very rich family that would actually sue someone over internet drama. The fact because it was by a lawyer. Like Wolfgang's information was
so
however
gay.
obtained, and he got a physically mailed cease and assist letter to his house. Like, that's crazy.
But you haven't signed anything yourself.
Oh, absolutely not.
Right, and you've been friends with Wolfgang for a very, very long time, right? Even during the Anthrocon stuff.
Mhm.
And so presumably all the information you're about to give is stuff that is your personal recollection of the events that Wolfgang has not told you after he signed the cease and desist. This is the allegations that he told you before signing the cease and desist. As it was happening, right?
So there's actually
so nothing you're going to say is going to fucking like void some cease and desist. So don't worry.
No, not on his end. I'm saying like I don't want the motherfucker's lawyers to go after me.
Right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But pretty much the victim agreed to hook up with Wolf, and there's DM proof of this, and he's like, because they were on there's a furry dating app named Bark. The guy was on that scrolling. Wolf was like, hey, you want to
named Bark? I hate drama. Go on.
So he was on that. He agreed
Okay,
to hook
hold
up with
on,
Wolf.
chat. Hold on. I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, I need to go do something. I'll be right back. Sorry, chat. I had to go throw up. I was sick. Oh, God. Sorry. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. I had to go throw up. What the fuck is going on? Get rid of that. Anyway. We're gonna lock in, okay? I'll live. Okay? Is all my audio working again? Please tell me it is. Okay. Okay. I'll be okay. But anyway.
Right? He made advances. And then apparently the dude just didn't want to. Never said anything. He even acknowledges that he never clarified that he wasn't interested. And then on the second to last day, he not only at one point took Wolf to a sex club party thing, which is confirmed with DMs, he also took him out to a private personal one-on-one dinner that he paid for, I believe. It might not have been one-on-one, but I remember for a fact he paid for dinner.
So you've known these people for years. Is it not weird to you that the story you're recounting to me sounds incredibly similar to what's just happened with Parlo?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And the main thing that was the issue there was that the person went and made comments about what was it, like sexual assault was the big one used, when the guy never did SA, and SA is a very serious term which should have legal implications, right? And the TLDR was just like he made advances to somebody that apparently didn't want them, right? And I can see the correlations. Equally speaking, his response to that situation was the exact same thing. He lied about things that were irrelevant to the story, like irrelevant.
What did you lie about in the Anthrocon situation, real quick?
Jesus, I can't even. This was what, like a year and a half ago, or a year ago? Yeah, it would have been.
The vibe that I got from the Anthrocon stuff is Wolfgang shows up. He's with a group of people he doesn't really know well, but these people are already a friendship group, right? So he's already kind of the outsider. He goes there, day one. Is that not true?
He knew them, so it was full of a friend group that he was kind of part of for I'd say like 4 months, 5 months. So it's not like he was an outsider. Equally
so
speaking,
all of these
the other
people internally are like better friends with each other than any of them are with Wolfgang, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Yeah, so he comes in day one, notices somebody's on a gay furry dating app, basically kind of like furry grinder, and then asks somebody to hook up. They're happy hooking up, but then he goes into like, I mean, if you're hooking up with somebody, do you fucking kiss on the mouth? Do you kiss at all? Do you kind of like hold hands? Do you right? So it seems like without asking those questions, he's gone in, which whatever, doesn't seem like the biggest fucking thing. He's kind of made a little bit of, I guess, he's kind of humiliated himself a little bit. He's getting too drunk at these clubs. He's throwing up and then trying to kiss the person he was trying to hook up with. And so eventually, over the week, it just seems like there's this growing resentment that then ends at the end with allegations getting dropped against Wolfgang. They were excessive.
Yeah, I would say on that. Firstly, I don't think he ever kissed the guy or even tried to. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember that. The other thing is the only documented.
This Jerry guy sucks. Sorry.
To be fair, kind of fucking terrible. Like, I'd never get that drunk personally. How that whole thing was, why that's a keynote, is because there's like BM. No, that was a separate time. But he basically asked the person if he wanted to kiss. They said no, and he just didn't. It wasn't that he tried to. He just asked to. And then there was another time where they were like on the couch or something while watching a show, and then in the DMs, Wolf asked if he was comfortable or something, and the guy said maybe later. It was something exactly
So,
that effect.
so exactly like the conversation he's apparently having with Parlo.
Pretty much. The big difference though is like, at least with that situation, I feel like there was a lot less gray area because the other person was directly being like, we will do stuff later, and not saying no. And
Do you think there is? Do you think?
But that's
with
okay.
Parlo stuff. And again, I've said multiple times in this stream, I do not think Internet Jason is a rapist. I think those claims are vastly overblown, especially with Parlo responding the way he did. But like, I think the claim that he was pushy, I think, yeah, seems to be validated by both of them, and even in that kind of recorded conversation that Parlo had. Regardless of what you think of Parlo, and my opinions of him are not high.
Well, the thing I'd say is the context of the situation. Now, I could be like, I'm not 100%. A guy flies you over international to have sex, and I could see that as like leading with an assumption that they'd be interested in that, given that like I think it was exposed, they spent like over $1,000, around $1,000 to do that. You know, it's just a presumption there. And equally speaking, like, if you just context would lead me in that situation to say I can totally see why he might think that. I do feel like the reality of the situation was probably Parlo didn't want to do shit after the fact he decided that. I feel like he probably never clarified anything and never overtly said anything. And keep in mind, you flew a guy international to have sex, so it's like the assumption and the context would lead to that. But equally speaking, I don't know. I wasn't there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, and this is the thing when discussing like any relationship drama within commentary. There is complications. Like, you know, this is why people draw on their personal experience. And again, I've gone home with a girl before, and they've just changed their mind. They're not into it. Nothing happens. And you can't just accept that. That's fine. I think the problem comes in the fact where it seems that Parlo is standoffish or like uncomfortable from everything that Avalon seems to have said, and Internet Adjacent doesn't pick up on this. I mean, maybe he's autistic. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when he gets a medical diagnosis, which is
I can say, fucking, if the guy isn't autistic, I'd be very surprised. In the sense of, there have been a lot of times where he's done shit and it's just like even in how he responds, right? Like, there'll be some irrelevant point, right? Did you eat that cup of stew yesterday? No, I would never do that. There's a video of you eating the cup of stew yesterday. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't, like,
That's not autism. That's just lying.
Like, it's not like a lot of the claims that he denies and then gets counterpointed you lied about, or even that bad necessarily. And the worst part is that gives him the assumption of guilt when every single time you bring up a point and then you deny it, no matter what, if it's true, false, whatever, if it makes you look bad.
Now, I'm no autism expert, okay? But from my experience with autistic people, it sounds so cooked as a point, if anything, they overshare. But don't particularly lie. I don't know, that's such a weird thing. Obviously, autistic people can lie, anyone can lie, but, you know. Weird defense is what I'm trying to say here.
Assuming you're going to deny no matter what.
So much of this is based on testimony. And when you're dealing with this, and again, I spent what feels like a year talking about this with the Saberspark stuff. Like, if you're dealing with testimony, the only thing you have to go on is the credibility of the person making the claim. The minute they're not completely honest or they're found to be lying, especially multiple times, their credibility shot. You can't do anything with that.
Well, that's the other difficulty, is that everyone involved in the situation that has given any flavor of testimony, as far as I'm aware, is falls into, and even I'm in the category, they're either with Wolf or against him, in the sense of every person I have seen that has given testimony was directly either not only literally in business with Parlo in some senses, like legal contract business, or was directly their day ones like in VC very regularly.
Well, this is why Avalon's kind of important in the whole situation, right?
Yeah.
Because Avalon is truly like a neutral party. He's been friends with Wolf for 2 years. He was also Internet
He was
manager.
he was there as well.
I want to say
at the time when these allegations happened, Avalon was managing them both. So he's got a financial relationship, business relationship with both these guys, and he's friends with both of these guys.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right, when you look at a situation like this and you have someone responding like Wolf does, right, it gets to a point where you just have to pick a side, and whichever side you pick, you just defend, because it can either be resolved by just killing off one party a lot of times and siding with the other person. That's a great way to get things to kind of get to a resolved point. And I feel like if you just look at the numbers, even with Parlo's channel getting deleted, right? He's still with his he has a secondary gaming channel with like 70K, I want to say. It would just make financially a lot more sense to back that party. So I'm not saying for sure, because I don't know. Well, I'm just saying as far as the business motivation there, when you're signing contracts with somebody that had at their peak like nearly 900,000 total subscribers versus somebody that only has.
He just yap, doesn't he?
Right? Both parties look absolutely terrible. You'd want to defend the person from a financial stance exclusively that would have that better return.
Well, I mean, even if Parlo's channel has been deleted, Avalon is still going out of his way to make
I might
his kind
skip
of
this
experience
little
with Internet
part.
clear. Not just clear, but
It feels fucking pointless. Jerry's kind of useless here.
You seem to acknowledge that Wolfgang is, we'll just say optics cancer. The dude is, you know, he absolutely has the gene. He has the lolcow gene.
Oh god. No, don't say that.
I mean, that's just yeah, he absolutely does.
I hate that. You're right.
He does. So I mean, I suppose my question to you is like, you're friends with him, that's fine. We're all friends with people who are a little bit fucking crazy. That's okay. It's the internet. Why are you uploading content onto his channel to run it? I don't like. I keep like Dickers was saying like, talking about your brands and careers and stuff. I mean, these people fucking around on the internet and badly. I mean, like it's insane to tie yourself surely to this guy's
This
channel.
guy uses a lot of words to not say a fucking word. Yeah, exactly.
Well, originally, before the whole response, and let me clarify, the response video was made within 3 days, which I was very frustrated. Like, I literally said to the guy, like, we need to take pause on this, make sure everything is correct, because the stance was before that, it's literally going to be like 3 weeks. I uploaded, like, because he didn't want and couldn't deal with making content, I would take over that channel for like 3 weeks. Then he would make his response and come back. The thing got messed up when the response was very, I would say rushed, to the point where it didn't address everything with a correct tone, and it didn't crush the entire drama. And since then, I'm still technically, I could continue uploading, but I'm waiting for like some sort of conclusion and direct, like, what's going forward, because I'm not going to take over the channel if like there's no certainty of what the future is going to look like.
Diagnosis to prepare for this response.
Well, what I'm
He's
saying is,
preparing for it ever since he came on stream.
Yeah, when I say it was made in 3 days, obviously he was collecting points, gathering evidence, and doing all that beforehand. When I think like Elvion read over the script way too fast, that if he made a mistake, it was like you're talking about reading the fact.
So I mean, it's funny you say that. I'm not trying to like.
And this is the part where I came in. So I had been doing a little bit of a deep dive, like I had been saying. I got very shallow in the deep end with it, to be honest. And obviously I had looked into IA server. I had joined IA server. I was comparing stuff with the Vexium screenshots and everything to make sure everything was, you know, up to snuff. You know, I had noticed a few different things. One, every single mention of Vexium, of IA's defending of Vexium had been deleted from the server. There is a point where we'll see later into the Vexium video where they bring up that this Jerry guy and people like around IA had said that Avalon, right? And this is why I keep on being hesitant with, you know, the filter and everything. When Avalon was 16 years old, he had been uploading femboy pictures onto Twitter. One of these pictures in particular, he had the skirt on, he had the camera pointing down to his thighs, he had the monster cans by it. You know, I've had the unfortunate thing of seeing it, and it is in the Vexium video, which is pretty fucking obnoxious. And it was posted in IA's Discord server, and they were describing this as softcore porn. The reason why this was brought up against Vexium is that Avalon was friends with Vexium at the time, and apparently, well, not apparently, Vexium had basically said, "Oh, I like this flavor of monster," in a reply to the post, and they were basically trying to imply that Vexium was some kind of weirdo with it. Again, it's a fucking insane thing to do. I don't know why you did it. But the point is, these people consider that softcore pornography. And they posted it in IA's Discord server. It's basically saying that they have posted what they thought was CP in IA's Discord server. And do you want to guess what I found? Keep in mind, all this stuff was, this situation was last year, right? What I found in IA's Discord server was that picture was still there, posted by No Sleep Jerry. And I believe, and then that is what I sent to Beckett to try and tell him, don't trust them, okay? But unfortunately, he got it, you know, I don't blame him, okay? He got it a bit conflated. He thought that it was in reference to, like, this was in reference to, like, the Avalon IA Parlo stuff, right? Not the Vexium IA Avalon stuff, right? He got that a bit confused. That's why he was, you know, really confused about it. I know that Parlo had posted an announcement in his Discord server. I don't even know if I can still get it pulled up because his Twitter has been deleted, which is really annoying. It was basically saying about how, like, IA had a history of being inappropriate around minors. Now, and it turned out he had gone this exact same rabbit hole. So we're gonna let this play. And yeah, I was fighting in Beckett's DMs about this, just being like, no, that's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm just saying I wouldn't trust these people, Becky. Please. But yeah.
Ambush you here at all. So you've turned your attention to my stream. I got sent this. I know it's covered up by chat and everything else. This is a comment from you in Discord saying, yeah, he spent hours in VC with someone defending his non-sexual, totally normal friendship with this 16-year-old, and there's a lot more. He's also backed privately slandering what is now his old friend group. So I mean, this looks like an accusation from you of Wolfgang having inappropriate conversations with minors.
With who? When?
Yeah, no, he got that confused. That was my fault for not explaining it properly. I took the L on that.
Mike, can I see the screenshot?
Yeah, it's up on screen. It's up on the stream.
Let's pull that up real quick.
But yeah, that is spoiled in the Discord server. The image is what I just described previously. Thanks,
Thanks for
stickers.
turn off the fucking soundboard. Okay, I'm sorry, I've been corrected. It's not about Wolfgang. Okay, this is about Parlo. Who's this about?
That's Vexium Swift. I can't say his name. That is Vexium. He's a 30-year-old YouTuber, content creator that is 100% on weird shit. Oh, that's a fun rabbit hole. I hate that guy. Pretty much. Let me just figure out exactly what I was saying.
I really wish, to be honest, Jerry. I can't remember if Jerry was pushed on this point, but I don't know why he's posting that in his Discord server.
Yeah, so Vexium Swift was somebody that previously was like, oh my god, that's a whole thing. There's like hours of videos, hours and hours of interviews with that guy.
Apparently Wolfgang would discuss dog bits, quote unquote, maybe nothing, with Vexium in GC with Avalon.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh, that's fucked up. Who's saying that? Where's that coming from?
To be fair, this is coming from somebody called 14M4D33R.
Dude, the fucking insanity of this.
I'm sorry, what?
The reason this was sent to me is apparently because what that picture is a picture of Avalon in a femboy outfit, and this is in Wolfgang's Discord.
This is in Wolfgang's Discord, you say?
Yeah, that comment I made was in Wolf's Discord, but that was in 2024. That was like ages ago.
So
the one you just brought up.
So why is there? So is this a picture of Avalon in femboyed out?
I can't. Your stream has a bit of a delay on my end, so I can't see the.
Yeah, I think it's a post that he put on Twitter.
Oh yeah. So that was right. Was Vexium Swift is a 30-year-old man, right, who was associating with Avalon when he was 16, and I had made a point in my video I made on Vexium because he was liking a yes, that's exactly what the image was, a comment in a post by the 16-year-old that he's friends with, right, and this was before Wolf. I don't know. I think Wolf might have been. But he defended it, right, by saying, and he even put this in his video, his response, that it was non-sexual because there's like a Monster Energy can, and it's like, oh, I was just making a comment about the Monster Energy, but responding to a 16-year-old's femboy thigh pics, right? And that was a main call out against Vexium Swift.
So how does Wolfgang wrap into all of this?
That was in his server, which is why I assume that was brought up, but it wasn't anything to do with Wolf per se. It was. Is that Wolf's server? Yeah, that's Wolf's server.
Apparently Avalon would also share that stuff with Wolfgang. I'm getting that from chat.
Well, that image was posted on Twitter. It was a public Twitter thing. It wasn't like a private DM thing with Vex. It was a 30-year-old man interacting with a 16-year-old thigh pics that he's literally like day one friends with on Twitter. That's why it was brought
It's
up.
not just. They're in thigh high. They're in thigh high tights.
They're in like thigh highs, short skirts, and like an energy, and with like a Monster Energy drink can posed up.
Okay, so you see the like issue there though of like okay.
Popping back in after reviewing a video edit, did anything else abhorrent happen? Yep. So Wolfgang, this guy is called Jerry No Sleep. He is a channel manager for Wolfgang/IA. And in IA's Discord server, I'd gone down a bit of a rabbit hole looking down into some Vexium Swift stuff. And what I ended up finding was that Jerry had posted a picture of Avalon, who was 16 at the time, in a femboy outfit. Now, this is an issue because one, why the fuck are you doing that? That's disgusting. And two, these guys were basically calling it softcore pornography. So why the fuck, my question is, why the fuck are you posting what you call or label as, CP in your Discord server? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay. So, Wolfgang's interacting with somebody who is posting suggestive, shall we say, femboy pictures themselves at 16. And, like, again, like, no one wanting to, I don't think Avalon's making an accusation of grooming against Wolfgang, but, like, there's, like, in the statement Avalon sent to Dickers, it's like, well, I'm in this open relationship and stuff, and it is weird to have minors in your, I guess, grouping, where you're having these conversations with them, or, like, it's weird, at the very least, right?
I would say, I don't, and I'm not defending, I'm just saying, I don't, because that was 2024. How the friend group basically went was Vexium and Wolf and other YouTubers like Lab were all friends, right? And then pretty much a bunch of drama happened because he's a 30-year-old man being a creep. He's like defending being friends with a majority friend group of minors, which is really fucking weird. And he's obsessed with like a bunch of weird shit. So he gets exposed. Everyone dips Vexium. And after that, at some point, was when Wolf and them became friends with Elvion and all that.
Okay.
But for
so he adopted the potentially groomed child. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess.
Awesome.
I don't know. I could equally totally see Wolf having been friends with them at this time.
Okay. So the problem is this. The problem is this.
Yeah.
Everything I hear about Wolfgang
is everyone involved in this drama creepy? Yes.
Like, there's a pattern. And, like, if you take any one of these things on their own, you're like, okay, cool, yeah, sure. Dude got caught with his pants down in potentially the most literal sense. And it reminds me of like the people who've had, like, DM leaks and things, or they've, had a relationship outed. I mean, that happens. But when you start to see a repeating pattern over the course of, like, a year to 2 years, you're like, okay, well, this is... Then it looks a little bit more fucking weird and sus, right?
Yeah, no.
Like, you don't learn after the first time. Like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and equally speaking, like, I don't fucking know, and I do agree that like, that was a point I even made previously back when it was going on. I even called out Zillow for making the post, kinda, indirectly. But it was, I think it comes down to the internal friend group's mindset about certain things. Because at that time, Elvion was completely defending Vexium, right? At that time, 16-year-old defending 30-year-old, right? It was, and I like to clarify, they totally walked back that stance and they don't like the guy anymore. But the mindset around that type of content, I don't know. And I know for a fact Vexium Swift, because his main claim to fame is he's an adult content creator. He has like over 100K subs on Twitter. He's 30, being friends with kids, right? So I don't know what type of environment the friend group was like to include people like that. But I can definitely say it's very dubious, and I would point a lot of raised eyebrows to anyone that was associated with that friend group in general.
So why are you posting
just to highlight it? Just patch it out. So Zillow was having sexual interactions with somebody called Vexium.
No, I wouldn't say sexual. It was just like...
I mean, he's posting like lewd images on Twitter, and this guy is like having back and forth with them, right? Interacting with those posts.
Yeah.
We call them sexually inappropriate?
I would definitely say so. Yeah.
Okay, so Zillow, a 16-year-old, is having sexually inappropriate messages or interactions with a 30-year-old man, and then Wolfgang makes a video defending that interaction. Have I got that right?
I'd have to check the timeline on that because I don't know at what point Wolf was defending. Because there was a time where they were all friends, right? And there's another commentator, Lab Rat, even in there that was all defending Vexium. I don't know why they defended the guy. Because like the whole reason I even ever met Wolf was because he made a video like calling out Vex. I don't know why in God's green earth Bro would switch teams and then make a video defending him. But I think it was like
at some point
interesting how that happens.
He went from making videos calling him out to defending him to then calling him out again, pretty much.
Okay. I might be able to add somebody to the call who has a little bit more information about that stuff back if it's alright.
Sure. Wait, let's widen the gaping hole of this.
This is gonna be
gaping.
And it's Parlo.
Wait, what does Parlo know about Vexium Swift?
Apparently, Parlo has evidence that Internet Jason posted porn to his Discord server containing minors.
Yes. So I'm working on a 1 to 1.5 hour response right now, going over literally everything chronologically, including every lie he said. I was doing some research and I got forwarded a video from Vexium Swift titled My Response, and in it he details how Internet Adjacent operated his Discord server in which he would post suggestive commissions showing femboy cute-ass pictures of his persona, as well as just straight up furry pornography. He would oftentimes talk about PrEP, his sex life, and even songs to do with furry
PrEP
narcs.
is in like PrEP is in the
PrEP,
medication you take to avoid getting AIDS, right?
Yeah, just sexual-based conversations in general in his Discord server, and there was proof provided by Vexium, and Vexium's a fucking freak on his own regard from what I've been told.
Wait, is that what that is? Is that what you... Dude, that's so bizarre. Wait, PrEP is the name of a medication for AIDS? I thought he was referring to, like, when a guy and a guy want to do stuff. Fuck's sake. Okay.
Was still substantial. That there were 16-year-olds involved in these conversations. He was 19, turning 20 in numerous certain intervals of him doing this. And in 2023, he made his server 18 plus. However, he would still allow people 16 years or above in his server. And then in 2025, he flip-flopped and just then allowed children in his server regardless, despite porn still being available on all these channels. IA would also consistently make sexual-based jokes in calls with both Crypt and Avalon when they were underage. And Avalon had admin rank in Internet Adjacent's Discord server while he was still 16 and 17, meaning that he had full unfiltered access to the pornography in the channels. And then in June or July of this year, IA purged his entire Discord server and blamed it on Kiwi Farms because Kiwi Farms was digging into everything that he was doing, and he was shit scared about being A-logged.
Okay, sorry, wait, when did this happen? When was he purged by because of KF bullying?
Let me forward you the timestamps of the Vexium video. It's about 1.5 hours long.
So I would also say, and I've literally made like over an hour of scripted commentary videos on Vexium. The guy probably fucks dogs. I don't know for sure. He does some very weird shit.
Nice to flex.
So would you discount Internet Adjacent for the same reason? Sorry, Becky, go on.
Okay, so firstly, let's be really clear about a couple of things. Parlo, welcome to stream. Thanks for calling in with, I guess, further allegations. We'll come back to that in a second. As for Vexium and stuff, I'll have to look into it because that seems like a whole other drama, but it does feel like slightly now we're going down the rabbit hole of previous dramas to further discredit Wolfgang, which is, fine. Again, I just talked about patterns. What I will say is, Parlo, do you not think the fact that you brought out a document on Internet Adjacent making claims against him that, I don't know, were more on the extreme end, and that's why you kind of got cooked by this, to then continue to do that, unless you've got something insanely solid, it may be, a slightly insane play?
Oh, my response, I completely cocked up the entire situation by even engaging with this on stream. So for the past couple of days, I've just been working on like an extremely watertight response video going over everything. Pretty much it's already been picked apart by streamers, but I have proof that Wolfgang openly lied in his response, was conditioning Avalon at the age of 17 to the idea of a threesome. He withheld the information from me until the 7th of October. I have proof that he was inconsistent with the allegations pertaining to me. Apparently, he was on Dicker's live stream, and in response to the, of course, fingering claim, apparently, according to Dickers, he couldn't even formulate a cohesive response to whether he was ever given verbal consent to what he did to me. And he even attempted to use a false alibi, being the fact that he was charging, he needed to charge his phone, so then he kept coming into the other room, pressing me to come back to him, and so he could instigate this sexual deviant shit that he wanted to do.
Well, you say sexual deviant shit that he wanted to do, but like...
He wanted to do.
Well, sure. But you are responding to him in that DM that you want him to suck your dick.
Yeah, and I explained in my video, basically in his messages with Bytes, before he purged the messages, he was seen stating to Byte that he was trying to get me to conform to what he wanted, and that was sent in the exact same time where he was pushing me to come into his room, and I kept making excuses for why I didn't want to come in. But that message which he deleted for the sole reason because it completely invalidates his alibi of trying to charge his phone. I have Avalon who's going to be like attesting to everything because he was the one who was present watching all of this, and he has like virtually no incentive to lie considering every single platform I've had has been completely taken now. The only reason why he's coming out about this is because of how fucking disgusting Wolfgang's actions have been, and the fact that he's been threatened with litigation for even coming out about the situation. And this is after Wolfgang in his own response video said that he's not going to be seeking any legal action, and apparently Avalon was on his side the entire time, but oddly enough shows no evidence of that whatsoever.
I mean, I don't think anyone here is defending Wolfgang. I think I'll be honest with you. Like, no sleep, Jerry,
on my side as well. Yeah, I mentioned something. I also did hear about the litigation, and I very strongly think that is not. You don't solve he said, she said, Twitter arguments with litigation, and that is something I heard.
Well,
everybody on both sides told him to not do that. So it's something that I don't understand what legal anything, why that's being brought up, and I had heard that from that side. That's something that I think is very stupid. I'd also mention.
Can I also say, just before we move on, speaking about.
Interesting you say that, Jerry. Let me check my DMs. What can I show? What can I not show? Let's see. Can I show it or can I not? I'm so unprepared. I apologize. I keep forgetting these things are brought up as a point. I should have had these saved. I'm not like Fauci, okay? We do it very scuffed over here. Where the hell is it? Where is it, buddy? Can I show this? Come on. Did you see it? Professional. God damn it, where is it? Oh, da 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 da. Let's see. Can I show this? I feel like I can. Yeah, that one's a no leak. This one's fine. Okay. Let me get this pulled up. And open link. So, this is Wolfgang saying, do you want me to add Zillow into this GC? No, I'll talk to him. Okay, this is really fucking important to me right now. I'm losing my shit over this. Wolfgang adds a no sleep Jerry. You're in charge of the channel. Blank, you able to help him? And it's a termination notice. PR is not my job. Now I'm supposed to keep secrets from my partner and stand by while you tear apart my company because of how you felt when they were underage. This is far too much, and I quit on December 26th for 30 days per the signed contract back in 2024. Interesting. So yeah, this is the termination notice, I believe, for Avalon. I believe that's what that's referencing, but yeah. Awesome stuff.
You're about unwarranted action taken against people. Are you a mod in Internet Jason's Discord?
I'm I don't actually think I am. I might be. Hold on, let me see.
Okay, because as soon as I bring up the fact
Actually,
that
no, I'm not a
some of
mod.
the posts,
So
okay,
I have-
as soon as
I
I
have a
bring up
role-
the fact that I can see some of the posts in Internet Jason's Discord, I'm suddenly banned from it. Just to make that super clear, I've still got people digging screenshots for me, literally 5 seconds ago, as I was talking about screenshots from Internet Jason's Discord. So I think somebody might be online right now, maybe watching the stream right now.
You can check my role. I didn't even screen share the server. I don't have mod perms at all. The only thing I have is the voice role.
I'm surprised the Discord even still exists. I'm surprised that it's not just been deleted. You know. But okay, because I want to be clear. I think my issues around you, Parlo, are going to be very much the fact that you sort of have a history with allegations, and you know, with the Roblox community, you've certainly got your history there from fighting with people on Twitter crash outs to allegations to the femboy stuff to whatever. And you know, before all this happened, you released the Pyrocynical document, which I mean was a complete shit show. You know, I think his lack of response to it kind of just killed it.
The strikes pretty much was the done deal in that situation. If I had the motion on my main channel, I would have been able to at least get about 300,000 views, which is then where damage would start. It's leaked onto Twitter to the point where like a couple tens of thousands of people occasionally make tweets knowing that he's a predator, but like, yeah, no, he got away with it for the 8th time, which is wonderful to see.
Well, I mean, I suppose, again, from watching everything that happened originally with these allegations and all the subsequent ones, you had sort of all the forewarning to not fuck this up. And then we're sort of sat here with these Wolfgang allegations. If you just came out with a document and said, oh, you know, Wolfgang was... Oh, actually, no, fuck it. I don't understand. If you've had this conversation with Wolfgang, the recorded thing, where you're like, I felt a bit pushed, and which again, seems to be something he's not disagreeing with, he's like reading body language wrong. That's a very different allegation to this guy sexually assaulted me. Would you agree with that? Or is your position that Wolfgang sexually assaulted you?
Can you just repeat that again, sorry?
So, like, again, you have a recorded conversation with him, you confront him with how he's been acting towards you, that you feel pushed. That seems to be the first time you've had a conversation with him, because he seems surprised by it, and you yourself are saying, well, I'm going to
okay, so in his response video, he attempts to reframe the situation by stating that he now thinks that I was going to come out about the situation preemptively with the recording. This is after privately numerous times he stated that wasn't the case, and that he was the one who drove it out first. This is obviously because he can't take accountability for shit, and he wants someone to throw under the bus. I recorded that because I knew that he would try and sneakily go around the commentary community trying to spin the situation in any way he could, and it was more of a...
What do you mean by that? What do you mean in any... What would he go around the commentary community and say about you?
So we had to confront him regardless to get our stuff back in there. I thought it would be better off recording it, you know, in case anything happens, because we didn't know what he was going to do. We were talking about the fact that, like, we'll have police on standby just in case anything happens. Literally just in case anything happens. That was recorded in case anything were to become public, in the sense of the fact that he literally leaks stuff all the time, and we were fully under the idea that he was going to try and get ahead of the situation. So this would just be some option that we have available in case he wants to come out.
I can also confirm Parlo was very hands off. At least.
Shut up, Jerry!
So my genuine belief, I don't think Parlo would have ever gone public if Wolf didn't. Equally speaking, I believe it was a miscommunication with another commentator, basically telling both parties the other party was going to go.
It wasn't a miscommunication. It was Simpleton driving this into content. Let's just be clear. That's not a miscommunication.
True.
I don't want to over because that's not
exactly. It's not miscommunication. It was Simpleton driving content, as Beckett and Dickers are saying, right? He didn't like. At the end of the day, it's these guys' decisions to whether or not they want to make stuff public. Like you can't put the blame onto Simpleton.
But you're not saying it. I'm saying it. That's okay. I guess the point I have is, if you never release a document, because Internet Adjacent is preempting your response in his response. Like, he's preempting your accusations, I should say. Why make a document at all, Parlo? Because if you never make a document, he has nothing to preempt, and then if he releases, he just looks insane.
I was already being told that he was formulating a response privately, and I was told that I need to be as transparent as possible and include every detail, because if I admit any specific situation, I'd be called a liar and it'd be ruthlessly picked apart.
But
I mean, if when he came
not making an accusation, Parlo, what is he even responding to?
Oh no, I was being told by commentary channels that he was openly trying to push it out there. I got told directly that he stated that Simpleton has his finger on the trigger button and he was willing to release it.
So is your claim here that Wolfgang had written and was shopping the document around before you'd even written one?
No, from what I was being told, he was going to go on live streams to talk about it. The document was only written towards like the 7th, I believe, 7th or 9th, because we agreed to keep this private on the 8th.
Okay, so you agreed to keep it private, and Wolfgang was already shopping this around. Is there any evidence for that? Like, Dickers, does that line up with what you've seen?
Yeah, so it does. So I know a lot of people who got shopped around Internet Jason's document. Basically, everybody had a copy of it. I don't know anybody that had a copy of Parlo's document, except for Himpleton, who got it directly from Parlo. Parlo's document, I think Parlo was even making revisions up until the last minute while I was on call with him. So it seemed like a rush job. He was still editing and revising stuff in the document up until it dropped.
It was kept completely private from anyone.
Shut up, Jerry!
I know for a fact, because I was in a VC, I forget what day. In the chats, I just checked. Well, wait, there was a day, some point, relatively recently after the situation went down, where the people...
Wait, are we talking after the situation went down?
Yeah, after all that. You remember I was there. And I do remember there was a document that was there that I saw. But that was not made public to anyone that was not directly related to the situation, in the same way that I could totally see the other document being shipped around to commentators, content creators.
Sorry, I'm not clear what you're talking about. So you're saying that you were on a group call, but you saw a document, and you're saying this was Parlo's document that he was making. And how long...
I can't say for sure. I literally have... I just don't have any recollection, because all the logs in the server were deleted. But it was recently after. My main point is that it was not being made public. It was kept tight-knit with relevant people, if that makes sense.
So you're saying that... Because you said you weren't really friends with Parlo, and so who was sharing this document around?
It was in the server where Parlo and all the mutuals... Because like I mentioned, I was friends with Albion for a year previously. It was in the server where pretty much everyone there collects.
Okay.
And it was something because like at that time I had no input. Like I literally the first thing I ever heard of the situation was joining that VC. And keep in mind, I didn't have any input from Wolf. I didn't know, and I just was staying kind of out of it because there was no concrete anything at that point, at least from what I saw. But I would say it was being it was being kept private, and the intent from Parlo's side was not to like preempt anything. From my
it was listed in my document as well. Avalon was having like breakdowns because Wolfgang was trying to push for me to engage with him privately because I've been airing him ever since the situation, and he essentially threatened to make this all public. He was also going around trying to egg on other creators. From what I was being told by Himpleton, Himpleton was saying that like other people were itching to talk about the situation because Wolfgang was just going to as many people as possible. Aiden was one of the people mentioned.
Yeah, and I do think that is almost definitely something.
I mean, Wolfgang was definitely shopping this around, sure. But like the dates here I've got for it being shopped around are around the like 15th.
15th.
So, because I've asked people I know this was shopped to, and they're like, well, I was sent it on the 15th. Which is significant. Hold on, I might get an update on that. So like the earliest is like the 10th. This gets shopped around, and then it was sorry, 13th, not 10th. Fucking American dates. Document was apparently made later, but it was like this was apparently shopped around first on the 13th. So I mean that is after you've had this conversation, but he's not shopping it before then, to my knowledge, and I've seen no evidence of that.
I'm just trying to see if I have anything that would tell me when the VC was to just confirm or see anything, but I'm not.
Okay. Most of the things I did were a contingency plan because when it came to allegations I had, it was a rather he said, she said situation as any other allegations like that are. So that recording is actually pretty essential because I mentioned I wanted to be the only one who went into the shower and Avalon will be able to attest that in my video.
But I'm not sure what... Okay. The problem is, I'm not sure what you would have a contingency for, Parlo. Because let's say you never release a response or never talk about this at all, and Wolfgang drops something. What realistically would Wolfgang even be able to say about you unless you're making accusations against him?
Well, that's the problem. He was the one who's going behind the scenes while I wasn't making any accusation towards anyone. A couple hours after the situation, I had Ace Howler call me, and he was like, oh, do you want to call it something very serious? And I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is about. All this...
No, he's dead naming Ace, poor guy.
Group chats and stuff. I've already archived it, put some in my documents. For the sake of some of their privacies, I color-coded their names, but it's all in that document. He was going around, leaking the situation to people. I had to, of course, discuss it, but I wasn't making any outright claims. I spoke directly to Himpleton as well, and at the very bottom of my documents, it's mentioned there as well. I would only publicize my document after Wolfgang does it first on his own volition.
Well,
and
sure,
in respect to...
disagree with you there, but it still doesn't answer the core question. If Wolfgang releases a document on you, unless you're making allegations against him, what can he even say about you? Because if you're not making any allegations against him, Parlo, he can't, if he releases a document saying, Parlo's accusing you of all this, the simple response is, no, I'm not, no, I haven't. What are you talking about? What is going on? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, can we go back to the timeline? You said they were shopping around on 11/13, right?
Shut up, Jerry. God, okay. Again, I don't even know if there's not really much I can really add to this. Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do. So, again, for an explanation, right, Parlo keeps on going back and forth on like unserious like on stuff like that. He keeps flip-flopping. He then tries saying that Dickers and Beckett are because he's they've been going after. Okay, for the majority of the stream, right, Beckett and Dickers have been going after Wolfgang. Okay, and as soon as they give any level of critique towards Parlo, he's just like, oh yeah. You guys are like defending IA, and it's like, what the fuck are you on about? Or you're trying to give him like a wiggle room to come back, which is deranged, and it's just back and forth. Like Parlo just keeps yapping and nothing is actually said. So I think what I'm going to do is go, because it's just a lot of Parlo yap, really. It's not the most interesting thing in the fucking world, and I feel like I really want to get over to the, I do want to get over to the, other stuff. See how long they yapped? We would have been here a hot fucking minute. Jesus Christ. Okay.
More of that.
Oh no, Alex and my other mutuals are talking about this behind the scenes.
Wolfgang. Lovely.
Here we go.
With that, I'll probably end up heading off. Broken represent himself.
Lovely. Fair enough. Thanks, Jerry. Take care of
Have a
yourself.
good one.
Don't forget
Fuck
to
off,
log in.
Jerry.
I will not.
Right. Wolfgang, welcome in.
You muted, by the way. Oh, he says give you 5. Okay.
Nice.
That was supposed to be so fucking dramatic. Oh my.
Oh my god.
So lost Jerry as well over that.
There we go.
Right, Wolfgang, welcome in.
Where the fuck did oh Jerry left up the shit?
Yeah, Jerry's fine. Okay. Let's speed run a few things. Why are you banging everyone from the server now?
I was
Yes, Hive. Yes, Hive. Yes, Hive. Yes. Yes. Yes, Hive. Yes. Hi.
told by someone else I should do that.
All you people need to stop listening to other people. Everyone giving all of you advice is completely retarded. I don't know.
No, Beckett. He's an adult. He's not being told by somebody else to do this, and he has to do it. He's made the choice himself. Why?
I did not do anything. I've been chilling here. I give someone else.
Who else has perms?
Z.
Wait, so first of all, you were told to do it.
Yeah.
And now somebody else
like,
put it on
they
your
were
behalf.
like
So again, okay, I do need to do an explanation here, right? Because I had forwarded the messages from IA's Discord server, right? By this point in the stream, both Dickers and Beckett are fully aware of the stuff with the whole Vexium point that I brought up, with all those messages that are being shown, right? In that Vexium video that the IA, was having like inappropriate messages in the server full of fucking minors in it, right? Bare minimum, two of them were his mods, right? And during the stream, let me grab it. I am so unprepared tonight. I am so unprepared. This won't take me a second, actually. This will take me a hot fucking second. And back. And drag you up here. What ends up happening is I get banned from the server after he's looking into it. Interesting stuff, isn't it? Dickers gets banned, I get banned, Burn the World gets banned, Friendly Fire gets banned, who else we got here? Clover Cutie, Avalon, and Crypt are kicked. Interesting. Very fucking interesting. So all the commentary people, right? Now, Yen, you may be saying, it wasn't IA who was saying this, or like kicking people, it was, it turns out, ZV. Well, at the end of the day, from my understanding of how that went down, is that, like, ZV said, oh yeah, well, these people are commentary people, they're looking into your Discord server, and it basically led to him, what ended up happening, fuck me, I lost my train of thought. Basically, ZV was like, hey, there's a bunch of commentary people are coming in, and then IA gave ZV mod perms, and then to ban the people, okay? Which is quite fucking funny. At the end of the day, right? But it basically shows that, like, IA will let people ban people through proxy, people who are looking into him from his Discord server, because he knows there's bad shit in there. Because as I had shown, that message with Avalon as a femboy as when he was 16 years old was still in the server to this very fucking day. Also, thank you very much, Hivecat, for the $20 US. Thank you very much, Hivecat. That's very generous of you. I had the idea of a fun chill stream between you and me, but I'm gonna need your help. Lol, it's Zoids related. What the hell is Zoids? Mine is in my Discord. I sleep. Commentary channels investigating me. Real shit. So fucking true. According to IA, it was ZV's idea. Yeah, fair. I get that, Cal. But also he agreed with it and let him do it, which is moronic and just makes IA look worse. I don't really... I guess ZV's been friends with this guy for a while. I don't really know sometimes how ZV works. He works in mysterious ways, okay? But yeah. Fuck me. Okay, that's the recap. That's the context filled in. Perfect.
You should probably get rid of all the the commentary people from your server. And I was like, alright, and I just gave him mod.
Who did that, sorry?
Oh, it was Z. Z was like, that's probably the smartest thing. I was like, okay, I guess.
Wait, who is that?
Fucking I mean, let me get there. I forgot it. It's ZV. I don't know how to...
Wait, right, okay. Okay. So somebody has asked if they can get mods so that they can do this, and then you've said yes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really see...
Right, so you did make the decision to add them as the moderator so that they'd be able to...
the mod
logs. Right, so it was
and
your
everyone
decision.
loses their shit.
I mean a mod, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I don't know Zoids. No, I don't know Zoids. Okay, let me actually look. What's Hivecat sent me? Has he sent me something? What's this? What's he sent me? It's a thing in Cat Slayer? What is this? What are Zoids? Is this like a Gundam type thing? This wasn't my thing, okay? I had a Monsuno and Bakugan, okay? I had these little these little rubber little magnet things that were little creatures that you'd stick onto a card as well that I can't even remember the name of. That's what I had in school when I was growing up, okay? We didn't really have, definitely couldn't afford them, these things, okay? We had like Match Attacks trading cards is what we had. Yeah, and get me into Katzler. I don't think I could do that, buddy. I don't think Lyra would like you in there. Sorry. Oh god. Sorry, buddy. It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. But yeah. Oh shit. Sorry, I almost dropped something. Yen is young. I'm 22. Leave me alone.
I made the mod. I don't.
I fucking can't, dude. Fuck me. Okay, look, Jesus Christ. It's like I was redoing the fucking Impleton drama from the other side. I'm gonna kill myself. Holy fuck, bro. I'm so fucking retarded. Okay.
I know I've been away for a while. I've just been doing my own thing for a bit, trying to get back, trying to collect my thoughts and shit.
Okay,
So
well, look.
I've been.
I mean, let's just go from the baseline. This is a huge fucking shit show.
Yeah.
At base, you kind of like fucked your credibility as a commentator. At the very least.
I am going to be making something. I did. I mean, even in my last video, I was like, yeah, I'm not like completely innocent here. I've definitely made mistakes in my handling of this, and I've definitely been irresponsible in general. I'm not ashamed to admit I've been definitely irresponsible.
So I'm guessing you accept that you've lied.
There are definitely instances where that's the case. I will say that's not every instance. There are instances where I genuinely got information wrong, but yeah.
No, you intentionally lied.
Yeah,
In
you lied,
specific
buddy.
instances, yeah.
Okay, so you did intentionally lie. It wasn't an accident, right? You didn't get information wrong. You intentionally meant to mislead people. Okay.
I mean, it depends on.
I mean, even the way you take accountability,
Depends on which
you know
scenario
what I'm
you're
talking about.
I
You know what I'm
don't.
talking about, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, the Avalon shit. Why were you threatening
What
to sue
Avalon?
Avalon if you've got no clue what I'm talking about?
No, that's not a lie. Why do you think I've been offline for a bit? That's
No,
not
you
a
know
lie.
what I'm talking
still
about.
going forward with that.
You're still going
so
forward with the
you are
lawsuit.
suing Avalon.
I am I'm consulting people right now. I'm looking at my options.
Why are you
Right.
suing
So you're not going
Avalon?
ahead with it. You're looking at your options. Okay. So the claims that you made about Avalon in Avalon in your video, that he came onto you and it only started when he was 18. That's a lie, right?
I absolutely. He came on to me. I don't know if Jerry sent that clip, but I mean, if I have to, I can send it here. I'll just send it in here real quick. This is a
No, no,
30.
no.
This is a 30. This is a
You said that
35
you
second
never
clip.
approached him.
This is
When
a
is this from?
35. This is from.
When is this from?
I think this is from the 12th or the 11th.
Okay, just,
The
we'll play
date is
this.
on the
We'll
bottom
play
right.
this in a second. Just very quickly as well, just another lie because it's being chalked up. You lied to Malcolm because you said that you'd never had any sexual conversations with Avalon before he turned 18.
True.
We discussed, the three-way thing, but that was about the extent of it. I never directed it towards him. I just talked about the prospect that me and Parlo would do that, potentially in England. That was...
Wait, you're saying that you never asked Avalon in that call whether he was interested in a three-way?
No, absolutely not.
How come 2 days later he was saying that he was saying to people that you had asked him to engage in a threesome?
Well, I think it's important for you to play that clip then, to see what he was telling me the entire time.
What's maybe more important is I'm talking about back in September before he turned 18.
Go on, Dickers, get
why were
him.
you sending him a screenshot of Parlo saying that he wanted to have a threesome, and then why did you go back and delete that?
Yeah.
I felt it was inappropriate to have sent him, and I got rid of it because I was like, "This
Why
is."
did you delete it months later?
Yeah.
I don't think I did. Do we have like a specific time frame of when I deleted it, or is that just an accusation?
Brother.
Don't even fucking try it, mate. I don't know why you're trying this at all.
I mean,
You went back and thought it was inappropriate.
Yeah.
You were literally talking about threesomes with him when he was 17. You never had a sexual conversation until he was 18, and this was the guy who came onto you.
Okay, let's
I
play
never
the clip.
asked-
Let's
I
play-
never-
let's play the clip because I'm interested.
It's going to
now.
be fucking nonsense, dude. But okay.
Okay. Yeah, well maybe, but then at least we can deal with it as it happens.
So how we can do this? I mean, I'm a bit of a fucking retard for reaching out to people and thinking that a lot of them wouldn't go around and say shit.
They're vultures.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can both agree that I didn't really do anything predatory.
No, I didn't constitute any of that shit. There's that.
Okay.
I think the case is you're unknowingly autistic and you can't pick up. Like,
Brother.
cues. I think that's the case.
Okay, what's this meant to show me?
That's one instance. I have multiple recorded instances of Avalon saying this exact same thing multiple times.
Well, he's saying that you're
like,
not predatory. That's fine. No one's making
not
the accusation.
like nothing. Well, I mean, like I said, that's just one instance. I have like hours of calls that I've been sifting through to get this type of stuff.
So it's got nothing to do with the allegations that I just asked. This was the thing that he had prepared before he joined the call to be able to drop when he joined. It's literally meaningless. It doesn't address what I just asked him at all. So you were sexual with Avalon before he turned 18, right? You lied
I
about
was
that.
not sexual with Avalon. I mentioned topics that were at the very least inappropriate.
You were talking about.
You were talking about a threesome, mate. What do you mean not sexual? You fucking little faggot. Like he's just blatantly lying through his teeth here.
Threesomes, and you invited him to join in on threesome.
I did not invite him to join in the threesome.
Yes, you did.
Of the what?
Do you have the date when you did that?
Of when I had that conversation with him? I mean, it should
No,
be in the
when you
DMs.
invited him to join in on the threesome.
I did not invite him to join in the threesome.
Yes, you did.
Avalon says you did.
He came on to
Wait,
me.
sorry, did he? Wait, sorry, did he ask? Did he ask to join in the threesome?
He said, "Hey, that whole like threesome thing, I would be down, by the way." And I was
Yes, Ivy.
like, I don't know about.
Do you have a DM of that?
It was in BC.
Do you have
Oh,
the VC? of
said,
that?
she said.
I don't have the VC, unfortunately. I didn't. I mean, it was a call between friends. I don't really record those.
Okay, so you're saying again that Avalon is directly lying.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Always comes down to
Just because it's true doesn't mean you can say it. Yeah, I can. Listen, okay. Faggot is a wonderful delicacy over in the good old of UK. You know, it's sometimes it's a term and a dim, and also, I am very much within my right to reclaim it. So he is a little fucking faggot. Okay. I don't care.
to what he said, she said, with everyone that you're involved with. Hold on. I know this isn't true. Give me 2 seconds.
Mind if I invite that Z person in here, by the way?
No. We're not bringing ZV. You don't bring ZV in for like moderation questions. It's ZV. It's fine. It's just ZV being
Okay.
ZV. It's like again, you might not know who ZV is, but it doesn't surprise me ZV did that. It's ZV being a troll. It's whatever. Okay. Sure. I mean, again, it's up to you. It's up to you. I'm going to force you to open up your Discord. I just think it's very funny that that happened. That's literally him doing that because he knew there'd be a good stream reaction.
I mean, like I said, I'm definitely someone who can own up where I made mistakes. So I feel like that's pretty prevalent in this situation. Yeah, I definitely fucked up. I mean, I'm not gonna.
You can own up when there's definitive proof that you did something wrong. You said to me that you could not remember deleting any other messages except for the one that you said to Bite.
And I told you there was a 10% chance that I had.
Ah,
You
you
didn't delete other
fucker.
messages.
I did not.
You can remember the rationalization now for going back and deleting that message. You said you thought it was inappropriate, so you went back and deleted it. When did you go back and delete that message?
I have no idea.
Convenient.
I mean,
yeah.
Do we have the time?
You know well we don't, and that's what you're saying.
Then I don't. How am I supposed to know that? I don't. Why?
Because you did it, you fucking retard.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are. So I've got a date on this. Okay, so on the 21st of September, you asked Parlo about a threesome. Yeah?
Yeah.
On the 25th, Avalon recalls a conversation you had, and he recalls this to somebody called CryptFFX, who I believe is a Discord moderator of yours. He says, quotation, "So I'm a top, and Parlo's a bottom, and we need somebody like in the middle." And then he sends a gif of a young girl, crying, looking shocked. Avalon sends a gif of Joji in the rain, looking all sad and despondent, and then shares a message of you sharing a DM between you and Parlo, where you're asking if you'd be involved in a threesome. This is why you're on call together. 24th, Avalon says, yeah. Also, he asked me if he could use the Parlo persona I made to commission furry porn. That was the 24th, but before he turned 18.
I asked him. Because he drew Parlo persona. I was like, hey, can I use that for like personal commissions and stuff that aren't like I can't send them to you, but am I allowed to use that one?
Right, so you never had sexual conversations with this person?
Did
you delete that message as well? Was that also inappropriate?
No.
Okay.
Ex-furry, by the way.
It paints a pretty obvious picture, doesn't it?
I mean, again, like just talking about your Discord, yeah, and this is part of the problem that everyone's having internet is that you kind of get caught in like web of tiny lies or tiny inconsistencies. or
Tell
big
me
inconsistencies,
lies,
and
tell
then,
me sweet
we have to
little
look at a lot of
lies.
testimony from you, which then kind of gets discredited. I mean, one of the things that looking through your Discord, for example, you did have minors in there. You seem to
My
still.
server was 16 plus at one point,
Sure.
and I made it 18 plus.
But when it was made 18 plus, there were still minors in your Discord after it was made 18 plus.
Yeah, there's a distinct chance I might have missed a couple of them.
Well, some of them were your mods.
Oh.
Right, so,
Dude, that's amazing. Yeah, exactly. Because he had minors in his Discord server, bro, and they were literally, like, Avalon was one of his mods, right? And so was CryptFFX, right? They were both minors. They were both 16 years old. And at the time of the server being turned back to 18 plus, they were still minors. You fucking little lying little rat. Oh yeah, I missed a few. You know, then Beckett hits them with the, "No, you're mods," and he's just like, "Oh, yeah, you're cooked, buddy. You're cooked."
like you're not just missing a few; they're your mods.
That was beyond out of tune. Holy shit! Listen, you really think this your favorite streamer who voice cracks every other sentence gonna be able to sing a song? Let me try. I don't know how to sing. Okay. Tell me lies. Oh, I can't do that. That's awful. We're not doing that. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. There you go. You happy? You happy? Have I satiated your musical needs?
It was I mean, it was 18 plus for a while, and then my server kind of just became whatever. It didn't really have an age setting on it, and then I believe it was the call we had, Dickers, where you were like, I mean, if you do this shit, you should
Arrow sings all the time. Yeah, but he's cheating.
probably have it just be 18 plus, and that's kind of what I just changed it to.
Yeah, and you didn't go through and ban a bunch of minors until 2 weeks later, right?
I thought I had gotten them all out. It was until he was like, hey, there's still a bunch of them in here that I went through and got them all.
So just quickly again, you knew you had minors in your Discord, and you were sharing furry pornography in that Discord.
I was not sharing furry. Where's this?
Sure. Give me a second. Let me just. I'll literally post the image. It was
set 28th of February 2024.
Yeah, this. I'll put it into the.
And as soon as we start digging for more, the server gets nuked.
Yeah. So like, you're clearly sharing this stuff.
There's another one, Femboy Hooters, his little wolf girl.
You broke the stereotype? How? What stereotype? Okay.
From the 3rd of April 2024.
The hell
What do
is
you mean, oh?
Fishy sent me?
I'm just trying to figure out the time frame of my server of whether that was when it was 18 plus or 16.
I'm scared. What is this, Fishy? What is this? Who is that? Okay.
18 plus. I don't know the time frame for that because it was both at one point.
I'll double check because there's a 16-year-old who says that there's 16-year-old in your general chat that I can see here. Oh, and that was in September of 2023. They say they're 16, so this is when it was 16 plus, presumably. Screenshot at the bottom of there. I'm being a little hypocritical because it's 2:30 a.m. for me, but it's Sunday. I get to indulge, but I'm 16. I have no responsibilities. You do. September of 2023.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean it's not great.
Yeah,
as
it's not great.
as an understatement here. Listen, I can see a lot of people in chat saying Fauci screaming. I don't do ambushes. If
Oh yeah, Fauci was sat in the waiting room and he was typing the live chat, just like, I'm here, I'm still here, I'm still here. Let me in, let me in. Oh, it's great.
But I won't force him.
No.
Okay.
And he runs.
I just won't do that. It's not how I run things.
Can I go back to what I was cooking real quick?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, sure thing. So, okay, I'll give you another chance.
Oh.
You asked Avalon first about this threesome, didn't you?
We were talking about it.
That's a slightly different thing that you said before. Apparently, he's bringing it up. He's coming on to you. Now, when I ask him again, you want to walk this back? You say, hold on, that's not what I'm asking. I say, when you were talking to Avalon, you asked him first, didn't you? You say, well, we were talking about it. Who asked who first?
I believe I did. I guess we were talking about.
Right.
We were talking about.
Fantastic. And you asked him before he was 18, didn't you?
We were talking about the bounds of like what is allowed in our individual relationships.
And those were sexual topics, weren't they?
Get him, Dickers, get him.
If you were talking about threesomes, those
Is this cool, Dickers, Beckett, and IA? Yeah, and also Parlo, but Parlo's muted. Okay? This is Dickers. This is Beckett. Okay? I know it gets confusing, right? The British cabal. Okay? Dude, I'd love fan art, right, of the British commentators all sat around the same table drinking tea. You know, Beckett, Dickers, and me. You know? I think that'd be awesome.
Sexual topics, weren't
they?
Yeah. Okay, so you were talking sexually with Avalon before he was 18, so why lie about it?
Well, because people are saying I was directing it towards him, and that's not true. I was not, because people are saying that I was trying to, like, imply that I wanted him to join the threesome, when that's not the case.
So you lied to be able to, wait, sorry. People are implying that what, sorry, say that again.
People are implying that this was me, like, preparing Avalon up to have a threesome with us, which isn't the case. I never even once, like, implied that I was talking about him.
Okay, so you just admitted that you were talking about whether threesomes were in the bounds of your relationship before he turned 18, and this is around the exact same time that you're planning a threesome with Parlo, and you happen, I guess, to ask Avalon whether threesomes were within the bounds of your relationship.
No,
and
we
you're
were,
not asking Avalon.
we were just talking about it in general. It was like the most I would do with Parlo is just have a threesome.
Wait, so you're talking to Avalon about the extent of your relationship with Parlo?
Get him.
Okay, so why then, after your call on the 22nd, where you shared a screenshot, where you're asking Parlo if he would want to engage in a three-way, Parlo says sure, why 3 days later is Avalon in DMs with Crypt, one of your mods, saying, quote, so I'm a top and Parlo's a bottom, and we need somebody like in the middle.
Yeah.
You're asking Avalon, weren't you?
No, I was not aiming that at Avalon.
Yes, you
I mean,
were.
Avalon tried going, like, you
Why
said
are you
someone
lying,
trusted me,
buddy?
just means
Come
not a
on.
complete stranger.
You're going to somebody that you know is gay to engage in a three-way between you and Parlo. Who else do you know and trust in the UK? Just FYI.
It could be literally, it just means not a stranger. I don't know what other
No, but I'm
word
asking
to
who
use
it,
for
I'm
that.
asking who it could be. How many gay people who are single or in
Parlo
open
has friends there,
relationships?
so I was-
No,
that's why I was-
that's not people that you trust. That's people that Parlo trusts.
Yeah, but
why are you
that's-
saying this
it's a
to Avalon?
collaborative
When you know that you're
effort.
going to come and meet him in the UK. It's obviously because you're asking him.
I was
I
not
don't know why
asking.
you don't realize how bad you look right now. Obviously lying. I don't know who you think this is working on. I promise you, it's absolutely nobody. I don't know why you don't just admit it. You asked Avalon whether he would
I
be
was not
interested
asking
in a
Avalon.
threesome between you and Parlo.
That is incorrect.
You've already admitted to lying about so much, I don't even know why this is the point you're trying to dodge, but okay. Where's the evidence of Avalon coming on to you, by the way?
It's in the DMs before the situation even happened, where I was like, oh yeah, he asked me about this.
Wait, I thought it was in a VC.
No, I said it in DMs when I was talking to people, like when he asked his boyfriend, and they were like, oh, I'm not cool with that. I'm like, yeah, all right, that's fine. He was asking about if we would want to do that.
Wait, that's not Avalon asking you. That's you going and asking his boyfriend for his permission.
No, he asked his boyfriend, and then his boyfriend came to me and was like, what's this about a three-way?
That's not evidence. That's not evidence of Avalon asking you. You showed that in your video. It doesn't prove anything.
Yeah.
All it shows is that his boyfriend was involved at one point. It doesn't prove who came onto you who at any point. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Right. Okay. You also lied about the fact that Avalon is apparently trying to push Parlo to be able to remove Parlo's claims about you and Avalon from Parlo's video.
That was what he told me.
That's not what he told you. I've seen the DMs.
Oh.
You asked him to speak to Parlo about it.
Yeah, and then he was like,
said,
I'll
sure.
see if I can get something in the video about it.
The way you framed it in your video is as if Avalon really wants Parlo. He's really been trying. I believe is exactly what you said. He's been trying to get Parlo to remove this from the video because nobody wants him to talk about this. It's not true. You asked Avalon to pass along a message to Parlo. True or false?
It was a mutual discussion.
It was not. Because everybody's seen the DMs.
Bro.
You asked him. True or false? You asked him to pass along a message.
Yeah.
True or false? That's true, right?
Come on, buddy.
Was that a Wait, your mic's cutting out, I guess.
And he
Oh, fuck,
runs!
did he just run? Is he done? Are we, dude.
He left the group.
That's interesting.
Bro.
Yikes.
Fucking hell.
Poor Feldy, man.
Ugh. Bro. Fuck me. Oh, fuck
And
me,
he
bro.
runs.
I think his,
awesome
his
stuff.
name on Discord is going to be changing back to really something different soon.
Oh, dude, I feel like these are the most minor of fucking points in this entire thing. I feel like this is just incredibly minor. I
In more than
I
one
didn't
way.
even get to ask whether he'd be happy to talk to Rags.
No! Oh my god, fuck, that would have been fucking Kino content.
Oh, dude. Like, bro. Okay, like.
Yeah, and also from Avalon, I mean, I can just forward this if you want. But yeah, Avalon has been consistent. Even before Parlo's document came out, the only reason that Avalon's boyfriend was involved in all of this was because Avalon said, oh, I need to ask my partner if I can have sex with other people. And he basically told his boyfriend to say no to those advances.
Okay.
Otherwise, I've got no idea why you wouldn't just get Avalon to be able to speak to him and say, yes, my boyfriend says that's okay, or no,
Sure, I'm gonna be honest. Look, again, I don't know what. At least.
Okay. Alright, I think that's it for the Beckett part. Okay. IA, he got caught in a bunch of fucking lies. Dickers and Beckett absolutely cooked, okay? Parlo, he yapped. Jerry, he yapped. We got what we wanted from it, okay? Parlo couldn't accept critique of the way he handled the situation. IA fucking ran. Speaking of IA, we are going to do... Oh... Do I do the Vexium stuff? I think we basically covered everything that I need to with the Vexium stuff, to be fair. Okay? I believe, yes. I believe that is actually everything to do with the Vexium stuff, actually. I don't think there's too much more that's irrelevant without going down a rabbit hole. I don't think there's too much more else to look there. It's Himpy time. It's so fucking true, Mahi. It's Himpy time. Okay? Let me grab this. I really should have prepared this in the docket. Actually, no. It should be in my DMs with Ace. Hold on. Come on. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this done. Okay? We're gonna get this entire drama done in 2 streams. Holy fucking shit, guys. We're absolutely steamrolling a month-long drama. Fuck. Sorry. Himpy absolutely cooked here, okay?
Sorry, I'll let you...
I need to... Hold on, I'm gonna find my favorite... I do wanna highlight my favorite part of this stream.
I promise, but I do. Okay? Like, you need to get some fucking help, man.
1 second.
Like, you really do. Okay? Like, I gave you every opportunity to be honest during this conversation, and I think you can admit that, too.
Okay. Let me drag this up. Let me close all of these tabs. I believe this is... I do want to show my absolute favorite. It is just a funny line from Himpleton.
Really did. I really tried to give you good faith here. Like, this was not me doing the bit. This was not me, like, coming in and saying, I raped you, ha ha. Like, genuinely...
Fishy, please can you clip that? I was wanting to clip that earlier today, but I never got the chance to. It's absolutely amazing. He moves like a Lego figure as well. It's absolutely Kino, but I've only seen like little bits of this stream, okay? Is Himpy then Malcolm or the other way around? Wait, what do you mean? Is there more Malcolm stuff? Did I say Malcolm by accident? You're gonna confuse me. Don't confuse me, Ivy. You're gonna hurt my little brain. Okay. Me go until he joins. Oh! I do want to actually show something extremely fucking hilarious, okay? So, I want to direct everyone's attention to... I'm gonna have to full screen this, really. You see this, you know, this little picture here? This is, by the way, this is IA on an alt account. Okay? This is IA's alt. Right? Just really get that profile picture ingrained in your mind. What if I was to tell you that IA has been going around on this alt talking about himself in the third person? He has been going around, I believe, in his own server, talking about the drama and himself in the third fucking person. With his alt account. So, this person says, I don't care what zitter-brained Goy Cattle thinks. I have genuinely no clue what these brain rot 4chan sounding incelish terms mean, Lamau. The hell is a Goy Cattle? Then he's replying to someone saying, real, I don't think Wolfgang is like a perfect person or anything, but like he doesn't deserve to be, and dot 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 dot. And then he says, to be honest, this drama should be at like 3 out of 10. People trying to make it an 8 out of 10. And then we go on. Is Wolfgang still willing to talk in DMs, or is he gone for real? Clover Cutie says, from what I've seen, he's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if he ditched his account entirely. I'm sure he'll still be getting in touch with people he is close with. Swap Buzz says, he is staying away from his account for a while. It's clearly the best choice as people keeps trying to talk to him. He won't be able to figure shit out and stop with all this bullshit if people keep bringing it up. Even if you just show support, it's not going to change the fact that he needs to be left alone for a while. I have contact with him. Dude's chilling at the moment. I'll give him a week. What do you mean? Wolf is going to start uploading again. What a fucking pathetic little loser. How touched do you need to be to start talking about your own drama in the third person? He's a Bo Blacksarian, yeah. Awesome stuff, guys. I can't wait for him to open the Menchie account. Fucking hell. But I think without further ado, we have ZV, his lawyer, okay, and we have IA. Yen, have you ever considered he has DID and is his headmate? Maybe. Does that come standard with the autism diagnosis? I don't know.
Gonna be able to talk for a week, okay?
Okay, hello,
Can you
Internet
randomly out
Jason.
of nowhere
Yeah,
start singing
sorry for
Charlie
that.
Kirk?
What the fuck? The audio's so
I'm
weird.
not gonna lie, totally passed out.
You're fine. Thank you, Amos, for the 5. All right, so how you doing?
It's been an interesting month.
Yeah, I agree. Anything that you want to say before we start? Because I'm just gonna ask you some questions.
No matter how this goes, I'm moving on from the drama going forward. So this is gonna be like the last thing I talk about when it comes to this. That's why I'm kind of just like, all right, let's just get everything out of the way. So it's just I'm able to do that.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So I'm going straight into it, right? How old was Avalon when you first met him?
I think he was around 16.
So you became friends with him when he was 16.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
We kind of fell out of.
No, just people are messing around. He's not trying to claim he was a system.
Because I met him through another YouTuber, and he was just like a part of a friend group that I was part of. We fell out of touch for a while, but he got back into contact with me last year.
So when he was
towards the end of it.
When he was 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long ago did you get back into contact out of curiosity?
It had to be like, because he messaged me like once before October, but I think that was like the time that we like messaged again.
So gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Wait, so last October?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, and then so were you in or out here? Let me just share my screen real quick. Were you in and or out of contact with Avalon when he posted a picture that was like this of his Finboy outfit?
I was in contact with him.
In your server, right?
I did not know he posted this on my server, but I did know he posted this on social media, and I actually reached out to him to tell him, "Hey, man, this might not be a good idea. This might not be like the best thing for you to post on Twitter."
How did you not know that he posted it in your server?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I missed it.
And
Which isn't the best of me. I should probably be more vigilant and stuff like that.
was your server 16 plus or 18 plus at this time?
It was. I mean, I like I said, I still don't even know when he posted this, but I mean, I'm going to assume it was probably 16 plus.
He posted it when he was 16, so it would have been 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah, then it was probably 16 plus. I could be wrong though. So.
Okay. Well, since we're on that topic, let's just go ahead and get the other one out of the way. I don't know if you know about this one. So why did you post this in your 16 plus server?
Yeah, I've had a pretty shitty history when it came to managing my server. I haven't exactly been the best of it. Like I said, my server has changed from 16 plus to 18
One
plus.
amazing
It's been
censor
both.
job.
So yeah, there's definitely been just a it's gone back and forth as to which one it's been both times.
Can you answer the question?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really. Obviously, it was for drama reasons, but yeah, it's probably not the best idea.
It was for. Can you explain how it was for drama reasons?
Because it's on a creator that I
For
was covering at the
drama
time.
reasons, you're posting porn? Fuck off. It's poorly censored. I mean, to be fair, this is more censored than what it was beforehand, so I think we'll be
When I
okay.
was doing furry content.
By the way, we censored that image. So that was like an uncensored, like furry porn, essentially, right? In your 16 plus server.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Got it. So is your server now 18 plus?
Yeah, it's
So
just
you-
fully 18 plus.
And so you got all 9 of the minors that.
Yeah, I know. I was sent some of the names yesterday, but those were already people I gotten a while ago. There's some of them were.
Well, those were names that we got just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
What have you sent me? What have you sent me, Fishy?
This was not me like coming in and saying, I raped you, ha ha.
Okay.
they all had their ages in their bios.
And Z reached out to me and was like, "Hey man,